Welcome to
Stays Krunchy and Milk.
Yes, it's Cleveland's longest running podcast and the place to hang with your internet besties. Got questions or comments? The email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy, of course, being spelled with a K.
Stays Krunchy.
You can also give us a call or message us at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Krunchy.
We're available anywhere fine podcasts are, and of course at the website stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And now,
Stays Krunchy.
on with the show.
Crunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays
How long do you think
Krunchy.
we'd have to
Stays
stay here before we
Krunchy.
had squatters' rights?
I don't know how squatters work in
The first thing you would have to do is get a bill in your name here.
Well, like, 'cause you ever heard of, like, the people, like, doing Airbnb in California, and then they have problems where, like, they rent out the spot for an extended time, and then the people just won't leave, and they legally can't do anything about it because they've taken up residence because they've been there for so long?
Pennsylvania.
It'd be like the same thing in my house. Like, if I tried to kick somebody out, I couldn't just come to them tomorrow and be like, I want you out by Friday. Because they've been there for so long that they legally have, like, squatters' rights.
Pennsylvania squatters' rights is bullshit. In Pennsylvania, the squatter must continuously occupy the property for a minimum of, guess,
2 years.
300 days.
21 years.
Oh,
The
shit.
fuck?
Uninterrupted for the entire period
Like, they can't leave?
to claim adverse possession of the property.
Like, if they go down the street to Trader Joe's, that breaks the 21 years?
I don't think that's how that works. I think,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess the spirit of it.
yeah.
I was just, because I'm looking around here and I'm like, I miss home a little bit, but like, damn, it's nice here.
Man, this is a lovely, like I was talking to Ness earlier and I was like, I realized that part of the apartment you can just close off.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother door. Like you can separate that wing from the rest of the apartment. It's bonkers how we have anyway, I'm saying we'll get there, you know what I'm saying? Well, I guess that's what we do. That's your code right now, you know what I'm saying? We are celebrating Anthony, which we discussed on the show. It just now has come to fruition. Here we are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And we are sitting in an Airbnb that me and Box researched a little bit last night that could rent on the low end from about $3,500, but we saw one that went all the way up to $6,500. And kind of where we are and how conveniently located it is, how centrally located it is, I bet you the lean's a little more expensive. I would probably go, it's probably 4,500, 5,000 racks. It's 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. So,
And they're not small.
No, not at all. Those are both.
Like, they're both full baths.
Well, that one has a shower and that one has a bathtub, so it's a little different. But I mean, it's a full like vanity.
Well, I mean,
shower,
to be considered a full bath, it
toilet.
just has a toilet, sink, and a shower.
Yeah.
Or, cleaning.
In fact, Box's house has like his basement bathroom has a shower, a toilet, and a sink situation. So
Yeah.
it's like it's basically his situation, just here in an apartment. It's got this great room right here, which is like split into a living room, dining room, kitchen situation. Which we're sitting at the dining table right now, clean. Like I said, I don't feel uncomfortable. I feel like the TV's a little small for this space, but that's me.
Yeah, I feel like the living area over there with the TV and the couch could, like, use a little sprucing up. But, like, if they're just renting this place out, they probably don't care that much. But if someone actually lived here, yeah, that area would need some help.
Yeah.
I feel like a sectional would do well right there.
For sure.
And then,
Well, Chase on the end.
Because there's plenty of space right there for that. If the L goes down there by the window, TV stand right there beneath the TV could have a little more decoration and so forth.
Yeah, because then you could, like, bring the coffee table in a little bit, make more use of it. Because right now it's kind of, like, too far from the couch. It's not really doing anything.
Yeah. It's pretty fun when your Pokemon Go is vibrating on it because that's just a big old metal table. And so it has a real good, it has a good sound.
It's hollow, so it's like reverberating.
Yeah. Thank you. That's the exact word I needed, reverberating. So it's vibes. We're kicking in Philly and we doing it tough, y'all. We out here, man. I'm no Anthony. Anthony is in far better shape than I am and walks more than I do. So Anthony has currently, if you could tell me, sir?
29,158 steps.
29, almost 30,000 steps here today.
Well, I got up around 7:30. I got us some donuts.
Thank you.
But during our donut walk, I walked I walked to Trader Joe's. What? No, I didn't walk to Trader Joe's. So I walked around. I came back up, and then waited for you guys to get up. Lunch was up, and then you guys started getting ready. So then I walked to Trader Joe's. I got some coffee, came back, and then we started our adventures for the day. We walked to a game store and a record store.
It was exactly what I knew it would be, and that was going to be, look, it's going to be a game store that sold basically tabletop gaming, style gaming, so cards and figurines. And if they were going to have records in there, it was going to be metal. So it was metal,
King Diamond,
anime, and video game music. So that's all that was. And
Yeah, that felt like they saw that records were making a comeback, and they were like, "Let's just throw these in here just in case."
The shelf beneath the records has a bunch of Japanese style models, so some Gunpla, some Pokemon models, and so forth and so on. So a bunch of stuff like that. There, it's what probably any good game store of that type probably should have. Just a little extra.
It was a hefty collection of records. I would expect if they put some like better shelving, they would take more into their gaming, but because it was mostly like that on the left side of the store, like it was full of people gaming.
Yeah.
Well, part of it is this weekend was the pre-release for the new Magic the Gathering set. Mm-hmm. So like if we hadn't been doing this trip, I would have been back home doing those same style tournaments at like our local game stores.
Well, I'm glad. I'm sorry that I made you miss it, but
Well, like when we planned this trip, I didn't know that was happening this weekend.
yeah.
So like it just is what it is. And then like I won't be able to do the release events next weekend either, because I'm gonna be at wrestling shows like throughout the weekend, and we got other stuff going on. So like I'm gonna miss the release stuff too.
I find it so funny how much stuff just happened to coincide with this trip. Oddly enough, because Aunt closed on the house that we've been talking about, and they got the keys the day we left. It's like it's so goofy that like what I'm saying, we had out of town and like stuff like that. Like, and again, none of this is planned. It didn't. I mean, the trip was planned, but the things that were around it didn't work.
Yeah, like they ended up doing like a Pokemon Go event today. Thankfully, I could participate while we were here.
Yeah.
But like if that was another thing, like if we hadn't been here, I probably would have done that with like my brother and my buddy today.
Yeah.
Well, maybe just my brother, because I think my buddy had something going on with family. But yeah, like I would have been doing that with my brother. So like I participated with him a little bit like remotely. Yeah. But like only like 2 raids. Yeah. So like, but that would have been my focus for like probably the afternoon.
So where was he going at?
I think he went to the park that I go to sometimes to do it, because I recognize some of the names that were in the events that like he invited me to. But like he and I didn't really discuss it. Cause I just told him that I wasn't going to be there.
Yeah. Do you still have the Kindies as your friends on what's called when we used to go with that one group, the Pokemon group?
The who's?
The Kindies. Kindy girl, Kindy mom, and Kindy dad. So they're the Kindies is what I call them.
I'd have to look. The names don't ring a bell. But also the thing is, I didn't play for a couple years. Yeah. So they may have just unfriended me while I was out.
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah, because I did, I guess, keep playing. We do send gifts every now and again. But to this day, I don't play with that Pokemon group any longer, because I really don't get out in these streets like that. But I still get gifts from the Kindies, and I always chuckle. I'm like, hey, look, I show Vanessa, look, I got a gift from the Kindies. So...
yeah, I have no Kendies on here. The one Kennedy is my buddy's wife's account. So yeah, they have long since abandoned me.
Nah, hey, it's all good. It's probably only so many friends you can have. But I of course have enjoyed the trip. I mean, I'm not saying we do every year, but it seems we take a trip about every year, right? Once a year, we try to get on the road and hop in the damn mobile and take it somewhere within range. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily a one-take trip, but not too many tanks trip. And we get out in these streets. And
shout out to Neil Zerker.
Word. God, man. R.I.P.
Oh, shit.
Great. Neil Zerker definitely dead. If Neil Zerker ain't dead, come on.
I don't know, man. There's been a couple of people I've been like, man.
Yeah, you said you told me. I thought you told me you thought Richard Simmons had already passed away.
Yeah, because it was a documentary that came out.
Finding Richard.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I didn't watch it, but I don't know if they found Richard or not.
They did, and he did not want to be found. He's like, yeah, y'all got to chill. I'm not out here in these streets like this no more. Neil Zerker. Well, that's on me. I killed Neil Zerker off. Neil Zerker's still alive.
See, there you go.
88 years young. God rest. God bless. You know what I'm saying, so that's what's up. Still outside. I don't know if he's still doing one take trips, but still. He retired. He has retired twice, but his one
They pulled me back in.
His one tank trip segments continue as part of a New Day Cleveland, with the show's host replacing Zerker, forgive me. So they get out there and they do one tank trips in his stead.
Fucker.
So I'm sorry, Mr. Zerker, for having murked you off, thinking that you are maybe far older than you were, sir. 88 years young. Please stay with us as long as you can.
He's still got plenty left in the tank.
For sure. Oh my God. But I mean, we'll tell you more about it here shortly. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what these shows are. We tell you all about it. But we had to get the show started, and Box had a question that had to be answered.
Yeah, I really wanted to know because I was debating.
Just making it yours.
Yeah, like I can Airbnb a laptop here, log in.
Yeah, pretty decent Wi-Fi.
No, the Wi-Fi here keeps dropping off my phone. The Wi-Fi actually kind of sucks.
Oh.
I didn't even use it.
I'm on it on my phone.
Yeah, I have it logged in on my phone, and it just unless it's my phone that's fucking up, but my phone keeps dropping. I'm on 5G right now.
Yeah, I jumped on the Wi-Fi, the network that says 5G. Mm-hmm. That's the one I signed in on, because the one that wasn't 5G, even though that's the one that says to sign in on, wouldn't work. But the 5G network, which is just their 5G.
Oh, damn! Now I know after I downloaded all that porn last night. Shit, my data plan, it's hurting.
Are we all not unlimited in this day and age?
I'm not, because I work from home, and so I'm home most of the time on the Wi-Fi. So I used to be unlimited when I had to work in an office.
Yeah.
But now that I'm at home, I felt like it was worth it to chop $70 off of my phone plan every month. I went from having like a Verizon contract where I was under their banner, like where I had their phones.
Yeah.
To where now I just buy my phone outright from Best Buy with my Best Buy credit card, get the rewards, pay the phone off instantly.
Yeah.
So I'm not paying interest on it.
Yeah.
And then I just pay for Verizon's prepaid plan every month. So it's like after tax, it's like $38 and like 9 cents.
Okay.
And I have unlimited talk and text and like I want to say 10 gigs of data.
Okay. You have how often have you run over?
Never.
Okay.
Because I don't leave the house enough to do that.
Well, I mean, you play a lot of Pogo. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like I've probably come close, but like I wouldn't know it because I've never gotten a notification that like, oh, your data's about to run out.
Fascinating. Well, there you go, people. Box might have just told you to save some bread, so consider saving some bread. But let's get this started.
I need an affiliate link for that.
You probably should. You see if you can get one. They give them away for all kinds of things. You get your affiliate link, you let me know. I'll always put them in the show notes. Yo, I use the mic to slap you in your face and erase your taste. Disgrace your date, put your title to waste. Dominant lyrical grace from a place called Wild Illadel Valpensy. That's the residency. Consistent currency. My pocket's never empty. Some cats believe they're empty, but we know they all fraud. Do a show in Philly, niggas wouldn't applaud. Nobody knows your record nor who you open it for. Can't tell your squad's artificial when approaching the door. So you should prepare for a lyrical terror that's pure. Step up to the reservoir of the sole proprietor style Messiah or the Kyla Law. Down with dice raw, the matador, shorty connoisseur, stomping whatever you build to the floor. Build into that of a dinosaur. I told you that I'm a rap predator. You insist to imitate what for? Superstar niggas 10% real. 90% invented for a fucking record deal. Coming with something veterans can't feel. I hit you like a steel anvil because you grafted off the next man's skill. But still I remain mellow, seeing the theatrics of Othello, but know the tactics of the PLO. The CLONES fest, the phoniest. Cats is felonious. Word. Hey, so what is this? This is episode 545. And we are not a body fat and segmental composition scale. I'm your host, Ennis Taylor 713 Jones. Also my best friend since 216 is Own Tatum.
Howdy ho, neighborinos.
And I decided I was going to change this last week, so it currently says the big homie, but I want you to know going forward, it is Slavic Villages Own Lunchbox 2099.
Just out here doing a little East Coast swing.
We in the Airbnb and kicking it and so forth and so on, and I love it. And I think we're just gonna tell you about, we're gonna tell you about our trip a little bit, but then we'll tell you what's going on in life and so forth, and catch you up on all these things. It's a good time to be a good time, and then you'll get some amateur assholes and a little bit of our entertainment. It's a good time to be had, people. You know how we do these shows. So I'm actually gonna turn my body now, so I'm looking at the microphone. So today we headed, like I said, we did a little on foot mission to go to this game store, record store. Then as we walked to that game store, record store, we saw another record store. And so we went to stop in there. That was Digging in the Crates. What was it?
Crate Diggers.
Crate Diggers was the name of that shop.
Like in the vein of Grave Diggers, the RZA affiliated group.
Grave Diggers cut like swords. And so that was actually a very... we've had this experience just about in every city we go to. We stop at a record shop. We stop at we go to one record shop and it's like, yeah, okay, kind of whatever. We go to the second one and it's like wood floors, quiet, much cooler. Like the air was flowing.
Had a nice bench for me to sit on.
Yeah, it had a nice spot for Box to just kind of relax his tootsies on. And I do what I do, and that is go through every hip hop record they have in store and see if there's anything I wanted. There's only two I would have walked out of there with, and that would have been Scarface's The Fix and Action Bronson's Mr. Fantastic. Which Mr. Fantastic? That's not right. Mr.
Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful. Yeah. Which I don't possess either of those on vinyl. I really want The Fix on vinyl because I love what's that song him and Scarface got together?
You Guess Who's Back?
Yeah. That, and I love My Block from that. Actually, what I like from the version of My Block I like is somebody took My Block from Tupac and My Block from Scarface and they blended them together, and it's really good. But that's on somebody's mixtape from around that time. So, I wonder who did that. Does that feel like a Illuminati mixtape? No. Who made that mixtape?
Probably Mick Boogie.
Actually, you are probably 1,000% right. That actually does sound like a Mick kind of thing. Cleveland's on, or did he just go to school here?
I don't know if Cleveland's on, but he is Cleveland affiliate.
Yeah. My Cleveland affiliates is out here. We did that walk, but then as it turns out that like a lot of sidewalks in this town was just like closed off for whatever reason.
Closed off, and like not to mention like man, it was two death traps. Like the first one was worse than the second one, but them fucking cobblestone roads were unhinged, like you were walking on, and it's just like I don't know if it was the Golden Child or what. Like just imagine like you like walking and it's like those rock pedestals and there's like lava underneath. It was horrendous, and I was like, "Lunch, watch out!" And then he got closer to it. He's like, "Man, don't fuck that fucking street up there." And he was like, "Anthony told you."
Yeah, well, like I mean, like I heard you say it.
Yeah, but you didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah, because like when you yelled it, like obviously like T said, you're in better shape than we are, and I knew that if I was gonna make the walk, I couldn't like quote unquote keep up with you. Like I knew where we were going. I could see you guys right in front of me. I wasn't gonna get lost. And so it's like I was just walking at a pace that was like close enough.
And you were gaming the whole time.
That's the other thing I was going to get to. I was playing Pokemon Go on my phone, so like I had to click stuff. I was tapping, so I was aware of my surroundings to like a point. And then when I was standing I knew I didn't cross the street with you guys, so I had to wait for the light. Mm-hmm. And then I heard you yell that, and like I was like, all right, let me look up and see what he's talking about. And then when I saw it, I was like, holy shit.
And to be fair, like I sit down all day for a living too. So
yeah, but you're like a third the size I am.
You're smaller, yes, but you are busy. You have an active family life, and you get around with a couple of boys. And I'm not saying that whatever. I'm not denying whatever, but you are by nature going to be more get more movement in than I get in, who's a grown man with grown children at this point. And Box, who's a single guy who does a lot of work at home and stuff like that. It is what it is. Don't take it as a diss.
I don't think it's a diss. I'm just saying. I know.
It's just I'm aware of my limitations in this regard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just made sure. Like first, I don't get to like get out and just get the get to Philly. That's the first thing.
Yeah, like I can't deny I need to move more.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, in this regard, like there was only so many things that I knew that we were planning on doing when we got here.
Yeah.
And like the couple things that we put on the agenda when we got here. So like those were the things in my mind I thought like we had to do. And then if we ended up doing anything else, cool. But like I realized a long time ago that like you can't jam everything into one trip, because then it's just it becomes stressful.
Oh yeah, it's like Weekend Daddy. Like you get in a fight with your kids, you whoop them, tell them you love them, take them to the movies and the water park, and then have them back by 3 o'clock the next day. It's kind of stressful.
Well,
but yeah, like like I said, I don't get enough opportunity to just like to get out there. So like I said, I got up early. Well, I got up early because first of all, these motherfuckers in Philly, boy. Oh my gosh. Like I'm sure it was what's that dude named Meek Mill on his bike at 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. So I was woken up like a few times because man, I was exhausted. And I went to bed maybe around 10:30. I called my family, and then after that, it was like I was listening to Blackbusters and and it just went to sleep. But then I woke up around 2 because gang, and I'm like, this is not New York. I thought this city is supposed to sleep, but no. Yeah, got up around 7. Got dressed. Like smelled the funky streets of Broad and above and below. So yeah, I'm glad I was given an opportunity just to be able to
just have some peace time, some time for yourself.
Yeah, just peace time and discover a place I've never been before. Yeah. Like it's we have a Asian or a Chinatown in Cleveland, but it's not as vast.
Yeah.
It looked just like you would see in the show with like people sitting outside with all different fruits and vegetables you've seen and never seen before or just heard about. It's interesting. I mean, I know even when like people in Cleveland like, oh, I'll be afraid to be walking around like shit. People was moving out of my way. They looked like they was afraid.
Like my man was trucking.
Afraid of me, yeah. Like for the most part, like it's been an interesting time to be here and just to see another city. Like I
always like to see other cities because, of course, I compare and contrast to home. And so I've been to I with the exception of Miami, I think I've been to all the great East Coast cities, and from up and down the coast. I have no real desire to go to Miami because I don't want to fuck with Florida, but. Which one of these cities is my favorite? Boston. It is. It's Boston. Boston has it of course is one of these East Coast cities. It's right abutted up against the ocean, but it is it's easy to get around in on foot. Mm-hmm. I would tell you it's the worst city to drive in by far. And I was watching this dude because at one point we ended up hopping an Uber to get back over to where we had come from, and I watched this man drive, and I was like, "Bro, one, you are a hell of a driver. And these streets is wild tight, but he just whipping it like." And of course and it's like he has to do it with no fear because this car was trying to get in front of him and was like I'm like, "Are you about to hit this?" But no, that Prius had to respect my man's hustle, and it did, and got out his way. It's like, "We trying to slide over on me when I'm right here," and so I could understand how Philadelphia. In the city itself, I don't know about the outside of the city, but in the city center itself is a little bit of a rough drive. But all of Boston, all around that city is terrible driving the city. But that's a good city to kick it in. So I think that's my favorite of cities. New York has its own little situation. And of course, New York, I've really only kicked it hard in Manhattan. And who knows, being in the other boroughs might make New York go up the ladder of spots I want to kick it in, But,
driving in Brooklyn's fucking terrible.
I can only imagine.
I drove in Queens and I've driven in Manhattan, and Manhattan has its own little brand of Manhattan roads like this city was, and so I never drove in Brooklyn, so I trust you on that. If you tell me it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah, I feel like the worst. Like, of course, it's not really. I hate driving in Detroit. Detroit is the people drive pretty crazy, but I feel like the most congested city I've driven in is DC.
Yes, and that place has only gotten worse since we like the first time we went there, and the first time I went there, and like it's only gotten worse over the years because more people have moved there, and it's just gotten more congested.
Yeah, it's a good city to walk in. I mean, like honestly, I think that's why I think Cleveland is almost a perfect city.
Yeah,
because we do have a good amount of stuff. But everything is accessible without fear. Like, if I'm going somewhere, I can get. You can get there without a problem within like almost everywhere within an hour.
Yeah.
Or to a half an hour. Like, hey, you can easily go to 10 different suburbs and within half an hour in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You can go see where Molly Shannon and Kid Cudi were born, and then
And the guy we met at the market today.
Okay, he's from Shaker.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can go to get to Bedford and see where Holly Berry kicked it. You can go to Steve Harvey from East Cleveland,
I think,
like the Shaw area. Because I think he went to Shaw.
Okay.
Or John. Well, anyway, you
Just Google Steve Harvey Way. They named the street after him, where his house was.
Yeah, you can go to lots of different cities, get lots of different vibes. You can go from Cleveland to Shaker to Coventry. You can go to Little Italy, even though me and T can't go.
I drive through it pretty with enough.
Oh yeah, I drove through there a lot of time. I'm like, man, that place look nice. But yeah, it's like to get back to the point. Like Cleveland's such a city where we have things going. If you know what if you do it like a tiny bit of research, and like you can park. Most times you can park for free. You can see some museums, and like our museums in a pretty good cluster. You can see most of them. Like
Steve Harvey attended Glenville. He lived on 112.
Okay.
East 112 if you're not from Cleveland. Sorry.
So, yeah, it's it makes me appreciate where we live a little bit more sometimes. It does suck. Was like, oh man, we ain't got no halal guys here.
So that's what always will be what bothers me about Cleveland. It's because big brands seem to forget that we're here. They actually take aim at Columbus because Columbus actually technically has more people, has a bigger populace, but it's like Columbus ain't never gonna put the respect on your name that Cleveland would, because that's the point. You come there, man. Like I said, we are fans of people who are fans of us. So you come to Cleveland, and we gonna show out for you. And so, halal guys, BBQ chicken. You know what I'm saying? And it's things that are like near us. They're like there's one in Pittsburgh, or there's one in Detroit, and there's one in Columbus, but it's not in Cleveland. And that's what always fucking bothers me about that kind of shit.
Yeah, it seems, or they'll be in the outskirts. Like we got the.
We got Bonchon way out there in Seven Hills.
Seven Hills, or you go to Canton to go to Bojangles. Like it'll be like small stuff. Like it's one here, but it's like an hour away. But if you go that hour away, you can still visit like the football Hall of Fame or whatever, and come back through. But yeah, it's going other places makes me appreciate Cleveland. But at the same time, like it seems like. Most of the time when I take trips with you guys, it's like I get to show off when I bring my family back because I like legit bucket list today. I got like long ago watching the Food Network, like hearing about this place got chicken wings and they got donuts, and like I got to go to Federal Donuts today, something like I seen and always wanted to do. Man, it was pretty good. Like I got some wings and some donuts. Got to talk to my friends here, and then after that we seen a movie today. Walked around the mall, shot a little ball. Oh, I guess this really ain't. The one place you took the picture for your buddy for. That's like two doors down.
Oh yeah, with the Dragon Ball Z statue in it.
Dude, it's like a whole fucking store behind the Monchi shop. It's like they got like Kit Kats and all the different drinks and shit.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like the Monchi shop is just one thing. You go back, it's a whole nother fucking store back there.
Oh shit.
Well, then that'll have to get a visit, and I won't it.
I mean,
I hear you.
But yeah, it's been a good time. It's like I don't know. I feel like they call this. Is this what's the city of brotherly love?
You are in it.
Nah. I feel like Detroit definitely is the like out of the places we've been. Definitely been like the friendliest city.
Yeah.
Other than like when we were in Federal Donuts, like.
I was literally about to point out, like that brother seemed down with the cause. Every black woman we spoke to, the only person to talk to you in that damn market, like to actually talk to you that you'd have to basically initiate a conversation, was the woman whose family owns that bakery, Sweet Teas, in the Reading Market. So,
that was like, but honestly.
I haven't been really off put by anybody.
No, it's just nobody.
I will say though, the mall, the security seemed very lax. Like there was like one kid who looked like he wasn't even old enough to have a job, who was like hugging a rail, looked like he was falling asleep.
But what I did notice is that they was absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
So it might be like they might be just chill, but
you hear that.
that throw it up in the air like Bobby Shmurda going down.
Yeah, they were definitely no. When we were in a Nike store, that dude was not playing. He was like, "I dare you! I'll tackle you over one of these tees."
That big dude at the door.
Yeah,
like, sir, man, you really want to fight over somebody else's clothes?
Yeah, he was watching me while I was over by like the athletic shorts.
Yeah,
and I was like, "You ain't gotta worry about me, man. I'm not going anywhere. Even if I try to make a break for it, you catch me in 3 steps." I got short range speed.
It's always been weird to me that people will be like, "I'm gonna fight for somebody else's ownership." Like, sir, did they pay you enough to tackle or wrestle around with somebody?
I do get a 401k.
See, that's the thing. It's like most of the time they just pay you to look like you're gonna do it. It's the intimidation factor because that'll stop most people.
Yeah.
One of my favorite internet videos is like. Some dude come up to another dude and then the dude slammed him. He's like, you know what? You thought I was a bitch. Like it's just intimidation. Like they just at the door, but
well, like they teach you, like at least we were taught that the most disarming thing you can do to a shoplifter is say hello to them when they come into the store.
Yeah.
Because then that tells them that they're being seen, like they're acknowledged, so like people are aware of their presence.
Oh.
Most of the time, like if you don't say nothing, they feel like they snuck in undetected and they can get in and get out.
That's some cerebral shit, man. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, you know what? Hey, if you need something, holler at me. I'm Tony.
Like clerks had it like exactly right. Like if you're gonna shoplift, let us know. Like tell us that you're here. Oh, now we know you're here. You gonna steal? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to steal it to begin with, but I definitely don't want to steal when I'm out of town because I do want to go back home. I don't want to be locked up nowhere. It's like where I don't want to do nothing illegal where I'm not safe. Like if I steal from my local store, I can run home and lock the door. But if I'm in in any other city, I'm like, especially on a Friday or a Saturday or something like that, I don't want to be locked in here for the weekend.
Oh, man, when T got into that little car thing up in Canada, I was like, oh man, we gonna be here forever.
I thought the same thing. So, and I was like, I do not know how this works on an international tip. It was very vexing.
Yeah, like I didn't know if we had fucking like what was that called? Like
diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
So I was like, fuck, there goes the rest of the day. I give a fuck about that mirror. I was worried about my evening.
It'd be different if you was wrong, sir. You were 1,000% right on that one, bro. But I, of course, have enjoyed my time here, but that's because it's always going to be because I'm with y'all. And it just is what it is. Like I said, it makes every experience that much more lovely, including doing this show. And so it's been very nice walking about here. We've come across so many. This is, of course, the first capital of these United States, and so it's fun to. It's been fun to see old structures and buildings and be like, yo, that's crazy. That's been here that long. We saw the.
We went to the Rocky statue to start this.
Oh, for sure. But we saw we walked past the graveyard today that a cemetery, small cemetery, but who's buried there? But the first commander of our naval forces, and I thought that was so sick. It's like that's so cool. The Rocky statue. So we went. If y'all know how Philadelphia is laid out, it's the Rocky statue is right by the Philadelphia Museum of Art, which, unlike the Superior, in my opinion, even though I didn't know what's in that. Cleveland Museum of Art is free. Philadelphia's museum was $15 at that point in time because of what time it was. I have no idea how much it costs other times of the day, but it ain't free. And my art museum is.
This art ain't free.
But we went and stood by the Rocky statue, and they had a guy there sitting on a chair with a shirt that said staff who was taking pictures. And I was like, well, nigga, your shit say staff, which means somebody paying you if this is legitimate, right? And he was like, you can tip. And I was like, I guess. And I was like, y'all ain't cash? Because I don't carry cash. And by the time we was already like motioning away inbox, like, it'll be weird now. Let's just go. Yeah. And so we kept the motherfucking moving. And so, look, this man has a shirt. It says staff. If he is staff, I'm going to assume he is paid to be there already. And if I'm wrong,
he has an affection.
Spelled different.
Yeah, and if you're wrong, he's doing a shit job at hustling.
Correct. And in fact, there's a sign right there that says something like basically,
if you get caught, like if you get jammed up with like paying people for pictures, that's on you, motherfucker.
Like pay for pictures at your own peril or whatever. Something. It was. I should have took a picture of that sign. That would have been hilarious. You know what? I'm gonna see if that's in the background of the pictures that man took. But
I feel like he works for the museum. They threw him out there because they had like that bike thing going on.
Yes.
Because when I went to the Rocky statue a few years back, there was no one there. Like there was no line. There was no staff employee. You just walked up to it when the people in front of you left, and you did what you wanted to do.
I think his cousin worked security at the building. He was like, "Hey man, you want to make some extra money?" Yeah, but it was funny. Like he was clicking the shit out of those pictures. He was taking a ton.
He was getting into it too. He was just
like, "No, put your hands up."
Like you see how many pictures that he took of us. See how I'm still going.
Lemon face, lion face.
Still going. He took a lot of pictures. So that way, at least one of them is a good one, and I gotta respect it. And I sent the one which I thought was the good one to my family earlier. I'll show y'all what I thought was the good picture of the many pictures he took of us. I just think that one looks nice.
Yes, with the sun glare.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rays of justice flowing onto
the museum in the background. Like, it's a very nice shot, y'all. And I guess it'll be your show art one. The first time we've used a picture of us in front of a statue as our show art, because that's what we do. We take pictures in front of statues. I couldn't do it in Detroit because it was 4 of us, and so I was the cameraman, and therefore I'm not in the picture.
Oh. I thought we was about a fist. We all took a picture together.
I am not in the picture.
Oh shit.
Like I said, I had to.
You should have just reached around and put your fist into the picture.
Let me see if I can just.
The old Detroit reach around.
The old Detroit reach around. If I remember it, there's a show title. It'd be weird to name this show about Philadelphia, the old Detroit reach around, but I got to tell you, pretty hilarious. All right, let me click on. There are 200 pictures of Detroit. We went in 2022. How did we go in 2022? No, we went to 20. No, we had to have gone in 2021 because that is when, of course, not Box. That's when Gabriel moved to a camper and drove across the country. So
on the road again.
I don't know if I got those pictures in here. So yeah, there it is, Detroit, Michigan. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but we went back without him.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we didn't.
remember last year you were in one bed, I was in the other, and Anthony was in the cuck chair?
Oh, the cook chair.
Fist picture.
Oh, okay.
Again, I'm not in it because I'm the one who took it.
That's your fist.
And then we've actually gone, like, now that I look at it, because there's more Detroit pictures, me and Box have gone to Detroit together. We were, remember, if y'all recall that story, we were all in town the same day. Anthony is his nephew's graduation, so he was on a different part of Detroit that day.
Yeah, and we went
At the sneaker
together
con.
another time because we went and had dinner with your nephew.
Yeah, nephew.
Yeah. I said cousin, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I'm simply in none of those pictures.
So we've been all to Detroit at the same time 3 times, but just not together once.
But that's a gorgeous shot of me. I love it.
I went up there with T another time too.
Yeah, we went to sneaker con. We went to go support Balls Rog when he was.
Oh yeah, at the skate party.
Yeah, that's what we took Boxley Buddy with us that time. And you notice how we hadn't taken him with us on a trip since.
I've never had a trip with him before. Maybe it's not that bad.
You don't want that. He'll upset you without being wanting to, even being intentional about it. He just cannot help himself.
I mean,
I've actually been on a second trip with him because we went down to Kentucky with him. So I have been on 2 trips with that man. So I can speak from trip experience.
Oh, that one. I thought you were talking about the other one.
No, what other one?
The other one lives with me. He came with us to Detroit for the bowling thing.
Oh yeah, he's fine. Didn't they both come?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm near certain of that. Yeah. So, and he's fine. I love that guy. But I only have to take him in. I've never had him in maximum dosage like you have in life, so I don't know.
It's a lot.
I don't doubt it. So, but record store was dope. The little mall here is interesting. It's a mall. It's tall. It's deep. It smelled bad at the bottom, like all basements do.
Yeah, but like it was cool to be able to go into a giant fucking mall arcade again because I haven't had that in forever.
That was amazing. There's a whole place here called Round One, and it takes up basically the entire floor of top floor of this.
Like it takes up
mall.
75% of the top floor. The other 25% is the AMC movie theater.
Yeah.
It's one of those in Mentor.
Really? Mm-hmm. Who's at my front door?
Yeah.
They had a Nike clearance store.
Yeah.
They had an overpriced shoe reseller.
Yeah.
Then they had like your typical like Spencer's with the dildos. They had the by far saddest GameStop I'd ever went into in my entire life.
That was sad stop. Spencer's has really stepped this dildo and game up because it was like first it was just that taboo corner. They had the whole back U. It was like lube, dick, pussy.
Well, the thing about it though was like at first it felt like we went into a Hot Topic.
Okay.
Like for the first like 75% of the store.
What's the difference between Spencer's and Hot Topic?
Dildos. At this point, dildos.
But both of them don't
And
have
vibrators.
No.
No, Hot Topic doesn't do the sexy time stuff.
Oh, but they got the sexy netty pants and shit. No, net pants.
Yeah, they got like like the same like the band T-shirts and the anime stuff. Like, basically, it really is just the first half of Spencer's is Hot Topic, and then Spencer's is like, well, we'll do that, but we're gonna one up you. You want to buy fucking lube with your fucking towel-y backpack?
Dan, you want 49 bottles of lube? You come here.
You come in here with your girlfriend. Looks like she could use a rose vibrator.
That's a wild specific take, my nigga.
Yeah, it like when I remember, it was just like, yeah, this is it, and it's behind glass, and it's only like 25% of the store.
Spencer's used to be a spot you'd go to for fake poop and fake vomit. It used to be a place you'd go for novelties, and
they would have some cool like anime stuff a little bit, but the shit from like Japan.
Yeah,
not like the stuff that was just sold in America.
So and now it is definitely it's pretty much just a sex shop. You can, if you have some needs, you might want to hit your local Spencer.
I mean, honestly, you just gotta go to Target now.
True, they do have a whole section there.
I was in Target. I was like, what the heck? Target.
Target is infringing on my lube game.
Target.
No. Here, I'll fuck you up even more. Target had butt plugs.
Man.
Target, I thought I knew ye. All this time it was like, oh my God, I can't believe they got these T-shirts with black people on them, and 2 hours over this way, you got a fucking glow-in-the-dark butt plug?
I didn't know that the fucking Target dog was into experimenting.
The Target dog.
The Target dog is no.
Oh my God.
I don't. Yeah, the Target dog does more than licking. Like, what if they do have a Target dog Rose?
Isn't his name Spot? Like maybe it's short for G Spot.
G Spot. Target dot gets the G Spot. Yeah, I was surprised as hell. Like they had male and female like vibrators and stuff like that. Like pretty soon it's gonna be they're gonna have a Stanley 40-ounce what's the name of them things that you can fuck?
Fleshlight?
Yeah, fleshlight.
I feel like a lot of men don't appreciate sex toys.
I think we are made to be embarrassed by the ideal of masturbation as men. Because we got made fun of for it all through. Like people would talk about, people would like make fun of the ideal of it throughout our primary education as you was kind of swinging up like, oh, you jack off, that means you're not fucking. And it's like, well, I'm like 12, bro. What am I supposed to be doing?
I agree with you half-heartedly. I feel like we're made fun of it, but we like, man, nigga, I'm still gonna do it. But then,
But also, I also think our options for sex toys all look a little creepy. Because
Yeah.
basically it's just disembodied parts.
I mean, if
Other than
you
cups.
go that route, otherwise they look just like flashlights. Like, and then there's some that look like robots. Because I ordered some lube like months ago.
Yeah.
And Amazon had fucking delivered the package to my neighbors. And like I told my buddy who had like the lady he's been seeing at the house, I was like, oh yeah, my package of lube got delivered to the neighbors, and they were like, lube? You ain't buy no fucking lube. And they're just like, what do you need lube for? And I'm thinking like, the fuck? What do you mean? What do I need lube for? What the fuck you think?
so
Think I'm just over here all the, like I've made it to the age 38 and I haven't fucking tried to level up my jerk game.
level up.
I'm over here like a fucking like teenager hiding in my bedroom, in my own fucking house, jerking into a sock. What the fuck do you think? Like, I haven't tried to like try other shit to make this experience better.
Turn off the lights, light a candle. Yeah, I don't. But I think I agree with Lunch. I feel like there's so many things that make it creepy. Like it'll just be. Well, I mean, I guess.
I think like the stuff that like where you get like the fucking prosthetic ass
But,
and then like that
yeah.
that's a little weird, but like what's the alternative? You buy just like a fucking like jelly circle with a hole in it.
You fuck a couch with a glove.
Yeah.
There's this thing, and I can't remember. I used to listen to this podcast, and they always would talk about it's like a. It's going to sound like a Timu egg, but I'm like, Timu's a thing, so it can't be a Timu. Maybe, I don't know, Tingu? Tingu egg? Tingu. That sounds.
Because
I think I've seen that, but I can't really describe it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I went on to like the Amazon list of like top male masturbators, and like I was looking at them because it was an area that I was curious about that I didn't have a lot of expertise in, and so I was looking at the different things, like the different flashlights, and there's a lot of fucking jerk technology. Like there's this like
Jerk
robot
technology.
thing where like it's like it's a motorized crank. And it's attached. It's inside. Like imagine like a white rectangle, and it's got like arms on it almost, but because you hold it, and it's got a phone holder at the top, so you can put your phone on it, so that you could like put porn on the phone, and it clips in like landscape style. You could hold the thing with the arms. And then, like think of like a construction jackhammer. So then your dick goes inside the robot where there's like this sleeve, and the mechanism just cranks up and down. So like you lube that up, you're holding on to the machine, so the machine's jerking you while you're watching porn on the phone. Like that's a male masturbator you can buy off Amazon.
So that's another. So again, that goes back to the whole like. I think our options are like heavy equipment. You know, it's like why do we not have something that you can just a rose that you could just set in your
You can.
your drawer.
It becomes kind of like a fleshlight.
Yeah.
They have those. I have one at home.
I looked it up. It is Tenga eggs, Tenga egg. It's the egg series from Tenga. You have various options, and I believe they're disposable. I don't believe you keep these. So, Tenga egg. I don't know how they. I truly don't. I mean, it's got to be just put your dick in it, right? Everything's got to be.
And that's pretty
Yeah,
much the
I
bottom
mean,
line.
like,
Because Stone Cold said so.
We're kind of limited to just like the sleeves that move, and then like there's like some rings or some shit that like, you put on there that like kind of vibrate. But that's about it. Like we don't have a lot because like we don't get penetrated unless you're putting shit in the back. So like there's not a lot of variety in our game.
I wonder, is it a one for men that looks like made like a unicycle or something? It's like you get to do the front and the back at the same time. Like you pedal?
I don't know because like I think women have like that kind of thing a little bit.
The hard boiled 2 set,
Oh no.
the Wonder Pack, and the Variety Pack.
And that's the thing. Like aren't those things like one use?
yeah,
Yes.
I'm almost positive these are disposable.
Yeah. So it's like I don't fucking get it. What like.
I got a 6-pack of eggs. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I
Next
mean,
week.
like the sleeves and shit are like you just wash them off in the sink, like.
Okay, so included in this pack are a spiral egg, a shiny 2, a combo, a cone, a misty 2, and gear. And there we go.
Interesting.
It's basically like how
Do you put like a vibrator into a sock or something? Like, what the fuck am I looking at here?
that you put that over your business. What I think this reminds you of is how they used to sell pantyhose and eggs. Imagine they're selling a.
Oh, so they're like one-use like jerkers. Okay. See, that was the thing. Like, I knew like kind of what you were talking about, and like I remember seeing it, and I didn't understand why it was like one use. I was like, this is a fucking waste of my time. Why would I buy something for my house? It's like those are probably like travel jerkers. You know, if you don't want to bring your flashlight on the road with you.
Crack one open and see what you think. Peel the wrapping, open the egg and the eggshell, and inside in the egg, remove the egg lotion pouch.
Oh no!
Open it and pour lubricant into the egg. Apply the lubricant around the entry as well for a smooth insertion. Once finished, place the used item back into the egg-shaped casing and seal again for disposal.
Okay, so this is for people who don't want to like wash their shit. Like they just want to be one and done. No. Like I'm not talking about your dick, but I'm like when you jerk off into a fucking fleshlight and you ejaculate, that shit goes into the fleshlight, and then like. What you go throw the fleshlight out? No, that's why people fucking sell these things.
There are five-star reviews with this on
I
this
guess
site.
that's a neater way of doing it. I don't know.
Let's take a quick read.
Or is it really any neat way of doing it?
This one is from they don't leave names, I guess. FM is this gentleman's person's name. I don't know how they identify. I've tried the standard, Wonder, hard boil, and hard boiled 2 sets, and this hard boiled 2 set was the best out of all of them. The textures here are some of the strongest and most stimulating of the entire egg lineup. It contains my all-time favorite, the gear, and unlike the other sets, there are absolutely no duds here that I found disappointing. If you're looking for the best value, this is the set to go for. If you're looking to supplement this with some of the best of the other sets, I recommend the Surfer, Brush, and Crater.
He definitely was drinking wine while writing these.
Oh, hold on. A more recent one. This is 11 days ago. It felt amazing, LMAO. My only complaint is you have to throw them away. So maybe make versions that last permanently and can be washed.
Why don't you marry it?
That was the thing I realized too when I like first like delved into this world, is that like people are very open about their opinions of these things. Like people take this shit seriously. They really like exploring their world of enjoyment when it comes to self-masturbation. And like when they come across something that they enjoy or things about these things they don't like, they voice those opinions very colorfully on the reviews on like specifically on Amazon. 'Cause like that was where I got the shit from. Like Amazon ships in non-discrete boxes and shit, and like people get Amazon shit all the time. So it's like no one thinks twice when you have an Amazon box show up and they just go, "Oh, I bought more shit you probably don't need." So it's easy, and plus like with Amazon credits and shit, you could easily get a fucking decent flashlight off Amazon for like $20-$30, have it shipped to you like next day, and you try your shit out.
You said non-discrete, and I think you actually just meant discrete.
I thought I said nondescript. But I meant discrete.
Okay, very good. So that's what's up with your various masturbatory product selection for men. Like I said, I think we have a tougher choice than whatever, but also this is the time to try it out because of course, like Boxer said, you can order it. It'll come in, and it's not going to come looking like, hey, this man's jacking off. And also, who fucking cares again? Because like I said, this is where it becomes unfair.
That's what I said. Yeah, because people shouldn't care.
Yeah,
but people do fucking like treat you like you're less than if you try this shit out. A lot of people, not everybody, obviously. This feels like one of those things where people do it in the shadows and aren't so open about it. Yeah. But like you're saying, like the variety, like women have like so many options. Like there's vibrators, suckers, inserters. Like they have like off the top of my head, just like right there, 3 fucking variants of things that like we have. Like I said, the ring and then the sleeve.
I truly don't. And I don't know if this is going to make me seem like I'm a terrible. Well, no, because we just don't have nothing at the house. I don't even understand how the flower works or what it's doing. But people always talk about the flower.
Yeah,
like
right.
That flower's
I've heard so many people talk about it, and I've seen it.
You should just buy her one.
And I don't get it. I don't understand what it's doing. I didn't ask for like, hey, describe what's happening right now. Like I just saw it in action, and they seem to like it. And I've seen multiple people make reference to it on social media posts.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a clitoral stimulator, and I think it sucks and vibrates at the same time.
Word to the flowers. I don't know what they're actually called either. So yes, we're going to call them flowers.
They're called roses.
Roses, yeah.
Okay.
Because
but it's more a shape of a tulip.
but like
which is crazy. But it's called a rose, but it's shaped like an unbloomed tulip.
Flowers and bloom.
I do kind of feel like I remember there was always because I used to order my condoms from Adam and Eve, and I used to always, of course, get the catalog, and it'd be like, you can get the Jenna Jameson, and it'd have 2 holes in it. Something like, I don't know how I would feel like about smashing like a quarter of a third of a tenth of a person.
Oh yeah, like that's the thing. Like I've seen OnlyFans women who sell like the plaster, like they'll do the whole plaster thing.
Oh, yeah.
of their vaginas, and then sell those for people to fleshlight up or like make into like what you said, like the body part.
Yeah, masturbator.
And so as we consider this, I mean, they're not, putting putty, whatever, material up in them. So you're not really getting them. You're getting their external genitalia. So it'll kind of look like what the action is, but it's not going to give you the action.
It's the closest you're going to get to it. Like if that's what you want,
whereas in my opinion, it's not even near what you're going to get to, because all it is the general look of the situation, not the general.
But
It's not-
but if you're
it's the fantasy.
fantasizing about that person,
That's right, Lon.
That's like as close as you're gonna get to doing it, like in a fantasy situation.
I'll accept it.
Yeah, it's the. I mean, when it comes down to it, it's all about the fantasy. Like, I mean, I'm sure nobody dreams about. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this Stanley Cup. Like, you're. I mean, you're romanticizing like being with somebody that you can dream of without. Without the limits of your mind. It takes you to another place. Like. But I just couldn't imagine. Like I remember, I'm trying to think of what's Jodie Watley's sister name? That was the porn star.
I don't even know who that is.
I think her name was Midori.
Okay, Midori Watley.
Yes, yeah. I mean, back in the '90s, when she was popular, she was like she was Jodie Watley's sister. So.
Fair.
Of course, she was popular. She was like one of the only black porn stars back then.
I remember. Let's see if I can dig anything. So I remember.
I probably know by sight who you're talking about, but the first like black porn star that I can name that I was down in with was Stacey Adams.
Heather Hunter.
Right around that
Era.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I just. Like you'll meet somebody who knows names and you'd be like, whoa.
I saw a video yesterday on Instagram of a dude who was like speed running. Like they would put the picture up on the screen and he would have to name it as fast as he can and try and get as many as he could. And like, I didn't want to watch the video because I didn't want to feel sad for that dude.
Yeah.
But like I saw the comments, it was like, my brother in Christ, you need to go outside.
So again, this man is just a fan. So he knows what he likes and he knows who he likes. We wouldn't say anything if he was rattling off baseball players. Why does it have to be with like I said? I actually oddly enough, I just saw a video today where Vice President and the presumed Democrat, two different things, candidate for president, Kamala Harris, was talking about revenge porn. This is from our interview she did with Cosmopolitan in 2019. And she said, I don't fuck with she didn't say it like that, but she said she doesn't fuck with the turn of phrase revenge porn because one, revenge makes it seem like somebody did something to deserve it, and porn is just a loaded word.
We're talking about like people who leak like ex-girlfriends' pictures and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she said why she doesn't bang with that is because, like I said, revenge implies that somebody like this person did something and deserves to be revenged upon, and porn is a loaded word. You know what I'm saying?
Avengers.
But it comes with so much baggage, and so like I said, this man knowing the porno, the women who the adult film stars that he bangs with, people are looking at him all like shady or shittily.
And you know what? You make fair points, and I realize that I'm doing to him what I said people shouldn't do to people with masturbation tools. So you're right. I fucked up. That's my bad on me.
Well, no. So that's not even the point I was trying to make.
Well, no, because I was doing that.
Oh, okay.
To him,
Yeah.
I was judging him off of his enthusiasm for that stuff, which is something I said 10 minutes ago people shouldn't do.
Yeah.
I was in the wrong there, and I agree. I admit it, and I accept it.
It's not our hobby, and so forth. At least,
And I mean, it's big enough to where like there's fucking conventions for this stuff.
there's
and
multiple
shit.
conventions all over there. Now, and you'll see people like, I'm going to. I don't know the convention.
I don't either. I was in a city when they had one. My buddies went. Like it was the day LeBron came back to Cleveland.
I'm just gonna make it up and I'm gonna call it Jax. You know what I'm saying? Because it's PAX as a video game convention. Jax seems like a pretty good porn name convention if I thought about it. And again, like everybody who has their own little whatever, and of course people are going, like I said, porn is a loaded term. And word to the vice president for having pointed that out at the time when she was just candidate Harris at that point. And I'm just like, that's real. Also, a question they
soon to probably be porn parody Harris if that doesn't exist already.
she real pretty. No disrespect to as she is a
Yeah, I'm not saying that derogatory.
I know, it's
I
just
just
like-
I know that's gonna happen because I've already seen AI images, and so it's like the parodies got like if they don't exist already, they got to be coming.
Yeah, fair.
Like I mean, the oral office it writes itself.
It kind of did. So I think we have been made to feel shame so much about around sex and sexuality as Americans. Not like this all around the world. I'm not saying all around the world everybody's cool with it, but I'm saying in America in particular, we are definitely, because we are what we are, a country started by Protestants who left because they thought the Church of England was a little too loose with their morals. It's literally what we were founded on. We were founded on some bullshit, so of course we've been made to feel embarrassed or shame around our how we roll.
Yeah, I mean, and there I know like not everyone shares every bit of their personal sex life with everybody, or
And I don't,
things they're in.
I'm not even asking them to, but go on.
Well, no, but my point I was trying to make was like, it's like I know in that array, you know, that range. It's like I know people who go to sex clubs, like married couples that go to sex clubs.
Yeah.
And then, like I said before, like I have people who like try to shame me for buying jerk lube.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a wide range of people in my life.
Yeah.
When it comes to these kinds of things.
It's so interesting that, like you said, that we can't just legitimately just loosen up. Like I said, I don't. Surely I don't care about what people are doing. Like I don't want people sharing. Like, you know how I got down. And sometimes, again, that same dude I just told you about, who you don't want to go on vacations with, sometimes he will share a little too much. You're like, bruh, come on, man. What's we doing here, man? Like, I don't need to know what went down and how, ever.
I kind of feel like, I mean, as an older guy now, I kind of feel like when you're younger, it's
That man older than you.
yeah. Oh, okay. What?
I don't think so. Just turned 41.
Oh no, he ain't older than me.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. I kind of feel like, man, sex is one of those things where it is very private, but at the same time, like it's something that most people have done, and it's
Well, that, but also for some people, is all they got.
oh.
Think of this particular person's situation. What else have they got going on that like they can be like, oh, I'm proud of that.
Well,
In their mind, all the things they've done in that world is like, oh, I'm a god there. But like when when you're in like everyday life,
Yeah.
who are you? You're
Thanks.
nobody.
Thanks. Yeah.
I mean, like you're somebody to somebody, but like you feel like being good at that thing makes you special, and so it's like you think like you got to tell people like I'm special at this.
This is where people send pictures of their dicks come from. They think I have an impressive dick and people need to see it. Or they have a kink about not having an impressive dick, which is a thing that also exists. But it's so weird to me when women or women friends are like, yeah, somebody sent me a picture of dick. I'm like, who the fuck is? It's like I'm not trying to take. It's an ideal that does not even like come to the forefront of my mind. Like, you know what I want to do? Take a picture of my dick and send it to somebody.
Well, that I'm not someone who like thinks in that realm, so I'm only speculating, and I couldn't pull it off if I tried. But I think maybe like the people who like or think that is an acceptable way of going about it, is probably because that kind of shit is on their mind all the time. And because it's how their reality is, they think other people share that same reality, and that like everyone else around them is thinking about sex or going about it the way that they do. Yeah. So they don't see anything wrong with being like, I'm gonna send this person my dick because I want to fuck them, and then I want to see if they want to fuck me too, rather than like realizing you're coming on too strong for most people. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's some people out there, like, I'm not saying it could be a small amount. Some of them probably be like, yeah, send me them fucking wiener pics.
And see, that goes back to what I've always said also about catcalling. Same thing. It's like, you'd be like, why are you doing that? Has that ever worked for you? And it'll be like, it worked once. And that one was enough to, like, basically make them an addict.
It's 99 slaps.
It's people winning at slot machines. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I put that quarter in one time and I hit, and I gotta see if I can keep hitting that. It's that mentality that probably exists within these people, and it's like, it worked once, it's got it.
I mean, like, think about it. It's all numbers based. Like, yeah, you strike out 99 times out of 100, but if you extrapolate how many people you're actually working off of, like in the world, like if you expand your reach, like, how many successes do you really need to feel like it's worth your time? You know?
Only a few.
Yeah.
I know firsthand. Like me and my buddy of mine used to go back and forth about like catcalling, and I was like, man, we had a conversation. It was like a knockdown drag, but we had talked about it like that night, and he did it that night, and it fucking worked, and I hadn't said anything else about it again. Because he would do it so much, like we'll be at a bar and he'll just like stop so many girls.
I'm sorry, I've hit 200% of my move goal. We was really schmooving today.
And like I would be like, man, why you keep on doing that? Like that night he had, approached like I'll say if he approached 5 girls, and then like so we talked about it, right? And this nigga definitely knocked out 3 girls after that. I was like, I'm not saying anything else to you. I'm sorry. Yeah. But at the same time, like,
what were the circumstances of how I guess the what was happening right there? Like, just hollering at chicks on the street?
Yeah,
that's wild.
And like I said, it was his LeBron night that night. he like, we legit was talking about it. He was like, you know what, you right. But then he did it again and knocked down. I was just like, I'm never saying that to you again. I know it's a certain amount of people who don't appreciate it, but at the same time, it's like he knows his customer. Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, I know who not to send dick pics to, but I know who to send them to.
Yeah, like, there's someone who listens to the show. At least I know they have. I think they still do. And like, I'm friends with them on Facebook. Like, you guys know them. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to pause, I can tell you who. But basically, I saw they put up a post on Facebook in the last couple of days. I saw it yesterday. I don't know, Facebook timeline. It could have been from a month ago. I don't fucking know. Mm-hmm. But I saw the post yesterday, and basically they screenshotted a DM that they got from somebody who it was a guy basically being like, oh, I want you to be my sugar baby. I'll be your sugar daddy. And then there was more context, so I don't have it open in front of me. But that was kind of the gist of the DM, right? And so like, they screenshot the DM and they put it on Facebook, and they're just like, oh, this is why they said something to the effect of like, this is why women choose the bear over the man, and that whole thing. Yeah. And then like, in the comments, it was a gaggle of women being like laughing, like, ooh, look at this guy, fucking creeper, like, who? But it's like, okay, you screenshot that. You don't want his offer. That is your right. That is fair. You think it's creepy. Also fair. You're entitled to feel how you feel about it. But if you think every single woman thinks exactly like you do, you're wrong. Because for every one of you that it don't work on, there's a couple women out there who that man will slide that same DM to, and they'll be like, yeah, I'll fucking be your sugar baby. You could be my sugar daddy. Let's set this shit up. Because, like, yeah, you get that confirmation bias from the people in your comment section. Yeah. But how many people that saw your post and didn't comment, don't agree with what you're saying and will go slide in that man's DMs and be like, hey, is that offer valid for everyone? Like, these people exist. Like, I think that's part of what drives me nuts about people in the world is, like, people get so hyper-focused on what they think the world should be that they don't open themselves up to the possibility that, like, multiple things can be right at the same time.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Like,
and it doesn't mean that either one is right or wrong in all instances. Like, there are certain absolutes when it comes to, like, murder and things like that.
For sure.
I think we can all agree on that. But, like, there's nothing illegal about having a sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship.
Yeah.
And it's fine for you to not want that for you. But what the fuck? Like, if someone does want that, why does that make the man creepy for wanting to have that relationship with that woman if that woman wants to have that similar setup with that man? It's not right for you. Cool. But that doesn't make that man a fucking, like, perverted piece of shit.
No. He knows what he wants. And there's somebody, and also in this day and age, there's their whole site's dedicated to that, right? You can go, yeah. It's literally called sugaring, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah. Now the issue I can see coming up that I think is a hurdle to get around, and I don't know how to approach it in a better way, as far as like, or not me personally, but the world is. It's basically like the initiation of the question. Is I think a lot of people get turned off by the "Hey, would you?" because they don't want like shit that they don't agree with coming at them like that.
Yeah,
they're not open to like a pleasant "no, thank you." They go, "How fucking dare you ask me that?" Like, but people aren't gonna know that that's how you're gonna feel until they ask the question.
Yeah.
So there's no grace there.
And again, you see how it always just comes back around to a shame that we all have around sex and sexuality. Mm-hmm. Again, and it's like I said, it's a very strictly American thing, and I find that to be so fascinating and also just dumb of us. And I don't know. Hopefully, that means we're at least if we're talking about it, other people are definitely talking about it. There's no thoughts that have never not been had by others before.
Yeah,
and so
I think like it's probably really like I can agree. It's probably should need to lead initially with like that question.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, I imagine, a better way is, like, to know someone, but I think the question itself is valid if asked under the right circumstances.
Yeah. Agree. And so, there you go, people. Consider being more relaxed in, if you are a person who in their mind is like, I am maybe a little bit of a tight ass about these things, because maybe just relaxing and figuring out that, you know what, it's okay. Everybody thinks about it. Everybody wants to do it. Everybody does do it. I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound like you're making fun of those guys for being gay. I'm not. But the Republican National Convention that happened here in early in July, Grindr was announcing that like its system was almost buckling because so many people were trying to meet up with each other at that convention, and I feel like those people might feel ashamed and can't just be out and about in this world like they want to be, and that sucks for them.
Yeah,
that they just can't because of course they've been raised in, again, these faiths that are just like, sex is terrible and gay sex is the worst sex, and so forth and so on, and it's like, but for a little bit they got to be themselves and be surrounded by people, and like I said, that app is and again, I saw people who were actually at that convention using the app, and that app works in feet. Which is a wildly specific app. It works like remember the 3DS. I would get street passes.
Like you're 75 feet away from potentially grinding.
Yes, it's that hyper specific, and I'm like, that's crazy because sometimes I don't know often. I'm not a gay man, so I can't speak to it. It seems from what I understand, gay men will use that in like a club setting. And they'll be like, oh, there's people here who are looking for what I'm looking for, and they're near. Mm-hmm. And so that's basically how that works itself out. I don't think you're the only person I know who's used any of the dating apps, because you're the only single guy, so it makes sense. So I don't know how they work within range of the situation. Like if you fired up something tonight, could you find some strange here in the city of brotherly love?
Technically, yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, like, well, in theory, it's possible, yeah. Like, because it goes by your geolocation. Uh-huh. So, like, when you log in, like, if you say I had it set to a 50-mile radius, it'd be a 50-mile radius from where I'm sitting at that moment I'm in there. Like if I like opened it up back home, like granted I haven't done this in a couple years.
Yeah.
But if I opened it up at home and I had matched with someone back home, like I could still talk to them. Like
Sure.
they would be in like my connections.
Yeah.
And I'd just be out of town talking to them. But like if I fired it up right here, like remember a couple years ago when I was in Orlando for like 2 days with my family going to Harry Potter World, and I had a woman who wanted to meet me like while I was at the fucking mall, and she was like bugging because I was like flying out that next morning. She thought I was like, you know, she gave me her fucking phone number and everything.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, I'm old. I'm forgetful. I'm sorry. Yeah. So 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 that even works in the straight world apparently. So there you go, people. You know what I'm saying? Get out there and love a little bit, and don't shame nobody for buying sex toys of any and maybe also that's another thing. Maybe using the term toy, we got to not do that. I think toy is doing a lot of heavy lifting in those conversations that probably should.
well, I mean, but toys are meant to be fun. So
And
Sure.
I mean, they're utensils, they're tools, but like tools imply like labor, like
Okay,
It's a labor of love.
So let's do that right quick. Let's take this exercise to its natural conclusion. What's a better turn of phrase for these devices? Because, like I said, I think toys is doing too much to harm the situation.
something maybe in the realm of joy.
A joystick?
What do they call them on? And just like
Pleasure
if you
device.
were looking it up on Amazon, what do they call them? I don't.
Male masturbators.
Okay, so
That sounds so sterile.
it is. It sounds very.
Well, yeah,
it
but I
is.
mean, like they're selling fleshlights, not dreams.
I don't know.
I feel like toys is fine.
I get it.
As the person who uses it, I guess we just got to go with that.
Got to go with that. Toys wins out, people. It's just because the person who understands it the most at this particular table agrees that toys works as a title. Sticking with it. But if you come with different, let us know.
Could be better.
With the caveat that you use it as well. Don't be coming up here like, I'm going to copyright this and...
It's like the woman, the comedian with the podcast that like asked for like what men call breasts and then just read off all the replies off on the podcast. You know, that's kind of what we're doing. I was like, what do you want to call male masturbators? And we'll just read it on the show.
That list was weird. I'm like, I don't think I've used many.
A lot of them I never like. I was like, really? Some of them I use. Like, I love using chesticles.
Oh.
That's one of my favorites.
It gets good fun sometimes.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, it's like men have testicles, women have chesticles. Like, I feel like it connects us.
It's because they come in pairs mostly. That people always
Shout out to all the pairs.
if they talk about titties, they bring up balls. It's like and I feel like these two things just
Well, the thing is, it's like I appreciate the pillows because it makes me think that I'm resting my head on the chest, and that sounds comforting to
Thanks.
me. I don't feel it's derogatory. You know, like I don't feel like I'm objectifying you. I feel like it's an intimate setting, and I'm thinking about you as my partner in a comforting way. Whereas like calcium cannons, I feel like you're an object at that point.
Calcium cannons. Cannon.
no thank you on that one.
I didn't make it up.
No,
It was just on the list.
It was on that list, and I just don't. I'm like,
Morgan Gallo is that comedian's name. I'm not trying to steal her.
no.
thunder.
I'm saying no. You know, we are a credit giving organization. That's how we roll out here in these streets. But yeah, man. So it's wild. Be a little chill about sex and sexuality. All right. Do it for Team Skip. We'll do it for you.
I think working on the approach to put a finer point on that the
catcalling
the
situation?
catcalling thing,
Yeah.
because I can understand how some of the approach can kind of become kind of harassmenty.
Okay.
You know, if I'm creating a word here or an action or whatever. So like I understand how that can be in a lot of cases either be harassment or perceived harassment. So I understand that we have to work on the approach. There we go. Because I think, like I said, I think the question is a valid one, but the approach has to be sewn up a little bit better. There we go. I feel like that says what I was trying to say in a nice, elegant way. Now, if the people who get mad at what I was saying don't make it to this point, I'm sorry. But for those who stuck around to kind of see me kind of workshop this, like I don't come to this with fucking notes. This is all off the dome. So sometimes it takes me a little while to suss out what I'm trying to say.
This is all it is, people. We think, we discuss, we make things, and look where we've arrived at.
Yeah, we started off talking about our trip to Philly, and here we are talking about sugar daddies and male masturbators.
I think that's just how that's just how our brains work, and also I think it's also the good. Revenge porn should be tossed out in the fucking garbage, as a turn of phrase. If catcalling works for you, who am I to knock it? My Anthony has I guess opened my eyes in that regard.
Yeah.
I guess it can.
Sometimes
work
catcalling is just it's like what oh my god, what am I trying to say here? Like it's not harassment to people who are into it.
Yes. I mean, like, it's not, just like with dick pics, it's not something that I do. It's not something that I mean, it's kind of like, I'm, sometimes, a sunny day don't require a hat, man. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. It's not for me. I'd rather be protected. But hey, but at the same time, also, when my friend is rejected, it's not, oh, well, fuck you then. It's
Yeah.
And see, there it is. There
You
go.
can't swing the other way.
It is those individuals who make it hard for the people who just be like, all right.
Yeah, because they're the people who think that what they're doing should have a 100% success rate, and if it doesn't, then there's something wrong with that person.
Yeah. Whereas your friend is more like swing and a miss.
Yeah, he's like, all right, then. All right, beautiful, have a good one.
Yeah. And whereas other dudes, of course, you've heard it, you've seen it, and that's and it's to those dudes who make women who are it makes people who are getting catcalled afraid because the result is somebody almost threatening you or coming at you in a threatening
aggressive
fashion. Yeah, and so if look, no was a complete sentence. Okay, and therefore, if you are told no, that's okay too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying swinging and missing is okay because you stepped up to the plate, and that's actually the big deal in its own right. So
yeah, we watched a guy on a date last night, and that was fascinating.
he was behind me, so I did not. But
Well, and like we kind of came near the end.
Yeah.
But from my vantage point, because you were on the other side of the table too. So from my vantage point, I saw a guy who was trying to put his best foot forward. And he kind of doing that like mental fist pump. He was hitting with that Tiger Woods hold, like I just putted from like 20 feet out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like the woman, very lovely looking woman, seemed like she was having a good time. She was smiling. She said she had a great time. I guess she went to go get an Uber or something, like she was leaving. And he stuck around. And he was kind of just like so excited at what had just transpired. I hope things work out. If they both want that, all the happiness, whatever. Like, but it was funny, or I'm not sorry, not funny, but interesting watching him talk to the bartender woman who had been serving them the whole time to kind of get her perspective of how she thought things went.
Yeah.
Because she was, I could hear some of her play, like her critiques and whatever, and she was just like, oh, it looked like you guys did. She's like, you did well. It looked like she was having a good time. She goes, I think you nailed it. Like I was just like, yeah, like talk old boy up because he is clearly lacking in the self confidence. And like he's nervous. But he's smiling and he's trying to be approachable, and she seemed like she had a good time. So it was like, but then, not gonna lie, he hung around at the bar by himself, lingering after, and he was kind of giving off creeper vibes a little bit. So I feel like he should have called it a night and skedaddled after the date. Yeah. But he kind of hung around and then was watching TV and kept turning to the right and looking at the woman who had come and was eating dinner across from us. Yeah. And then he looking back at me. Yeah. And I was like, not like he ain't gonna do nothing to me, but like I was thinking like, all right, boy, you got your you
got your win.
You got like what's that movie with the dude at the end throws his fist up in the air?
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, he got his Breakfast Club ending. Like, get the fuck out of here now.
I mean,
go home and reflect.
I mean, but some people just had that in them where it's like, all right, but I can get 2 wins. Some people gotta win twice, man. Like,
Or maybe he thought if he left, that meant that like it was over, and if he hung around, that like it didn't end yet.
That's true. That's true. Like, I don't want this night to be over.
Yeah, like it was too good, and like I'll be sad if it's over, and if I go home, that means it's over.
yeah, I know if things don't work out where I'm at, I'm not. I don't think I would ever date again.
I say this shit all the time. I'm not. And it's not a dismissal or whatever to my lady. May I never have to date again. I think I've gotten the way my relationship functions and my partners down to a pretty fine point. I pretty much can understand what's going on. I think I have a decent idea of how to speak with her and talk to her when things aren't great and when things are they're a little tougher than normal. And I don't ever want her to learn somebody like that again.
I don't care about all that shit. I just feel like I just feel like just the whole state of it. I don't really have the strength for. Like, I
got the speed for it though, Mr. 3,000 or 30,000 steps.
I mean, I feel
30,000 steps, 3 kids. This nigga out here doing it.
He out here stepping.
I just feel like I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is just worth that. Like.
So I mean, at that point, that's the same point I'm making. So.
I just don't feel like I don't have the patience for it anymore. Like,
You're good at it though.
You have been, and I get it. This is our first trip I think we've taken where where you've left an actively pregnant woman behind.
No,
and so
no, it's not.
It feels like it.
No, almost every. Because when we went to DC.
Oh yeah, sure indeed.
I mean, but clearly you're loved because they don't stop calling you.
Yeah. I mean, they don't stop calling me, and this is like I said. I do feel bad. This was not that we haven't bought a house before.
Facts.
But I do feel bad that I would I seen they sent me a picture of them holding the soul sign.
You feel like that's gonna be like your apex moment where like 5 years from now, like if this was a movie, be like, this was the day that it all fell apart.
Nah,
when he wasn't there for the home purchase picture.
I truly want you to go set up the camera and take a picture with all y'all together.
Shit.
It's not whatever.
Oh man, I'm past it, yeah. But I do feel like I don't know.
I know, but I want that picture, so I'm requesting it.
There would be plenty of pictures. There's been lots of firsts. There's been firsts I've missed. There's been firsts I've been the only person for there. Yeah. So it's like I have a family.
Yeah.
I'm not on the peripheral. I am active. So this trip isn't like, oh, you doing this shit again. It's just like, hey, he has the opportunity to do something because hey, I'm always there. So it's not like that. But
they're not making you feel bad for having a little bit of you time.
It has been, and for me on the whatever that, it's been fun to see my son don't hit me up like that. My oldest don't hit me up like that no more. Now he's a grown man, but he found something this week that has got his attention. I hadn't seen him in a couple of days before I left, and I didn't get to see him before I left because he didn't come home. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And like he'd been like at the house, and he's like, hit me up, and I'm like, I'm thank you. That really touched my spirit. Made me go, okay. My other kid is just like, hey man, I might try to buy these Charles Gambino tickets to go to a concert. Are you down? Which is super dope. To my youngest invited me to go to a concert if he can get tickets with his next check. It's kind of dope. I don't think he's gonna pull those tickets off. They're a little more expensive than I think he knows. But yeah. I like the ideal.
Depends on where you were going, because when I looked like last week after his hot ones, they were like $100.
Well, hey, maybe. I think he was looking to go. He said Detroit, but I think then he was.
Yeah, I think I was looking at Columbus.
That's the thing. And then he said, but I think it's a show in Columbus, and I'm like, go to Columbus.
Yeah, he's going around us.
Yeah. Don't they all?
I mean, it's like it's not that the both times that he came. Well, twice he has come to Cleveland. I saw him both times. I saw him at CSU, and I saw him at House Blues. House Blues, one of the greatest concerts I've ever attended in my entire existence, and because that man put on a show. That place was rocking. Mind you, we're in a basement. But I guess there's probably more too. That used to be Woolworths. There's probably a sub basement beneath that bitch. I was really like, this floor feels like it might collapse. When he was doing Bonfire, and it's just like him. It's a House of Blues, fire behind him. That, man, to this day. But what I'm saying is, as family man, be a family man, as Guile would say in Street Fighter. If you know, you know. That's been real. That's been actually a kind of a treat to have my family communicate with me with some regularity. To be like, are you good? Hey, here's what's going on around us, and so forth and so on. Like I said, and I think that's real. That's kind of a delight, and respect it. Oh gosh, I like when we get in there. So, you know, I would never want to work in an office again because it's bullshit. But I'm going to be real with you. When we get together, I don't know, man, the flow works different, and it works, and I think a little better. Our ideas flow a little better. I don't know. We just do shit, but we do it a little better when we are a clique. Just is.
Yeah, it's funny. Usually when we record, like, lunch has been like 3 seconds behind, so I know he's been feeling a little gun shy because he doesn't want to talk over. So I appreciate being here so he can. I don't feel like he's talked that much in the last few months.
Yeah, because it creates this awkward, like,
yeah.
T stops talking, and then I start, and then like there's a break, and then he goes, okay, he's not talking anymore, and then he starts, but then my audio comes through. And so it's hard to kind of like find where I can jump in. So I usually just wait until it's like determined that that's my time.
Yeah, fair. And I don't. And you've never heard me complain about it. And also, you never know what happens because I edit out the little gaps. So it never sounds like that in actual practice. You never know there was a hiccup right there. There's a little
Plus, like lately too, like sometimes I'm multitasking.
For sure. There's a lot going on in the realm of Dan. So you have to understand it. But like I said, I like doing it in person. And we probably get to do it in person next week if everything works like it is. So I'm excited about that as too. Keeping that with a secret. Because I said I was going to do a show with my man Justin, and we didn't get to do a show with my man Justin. And I feel bad that I told y'all we was going to do a show with my man Justin, and then didn't do a show with my man Justin. So I'm never saying, going forward, I'm going to attempt to be better about sharing with y'all what we think we're going to do next. Before I ain't gonna count that chicken before it's hatched. Is what it comes down to.
It hasn't hatched, but I would say that if we were going to title the episode, it would probably be something like "The Creme Rises to the Top."
Facts. You think on that? In person. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But y'all got anything y'all actually want to talk about before I start rolling toward the mean streets of Reddit? Anything, you know what I'm saying, story time or first up, if y'all want to do anything? Like I said, in person works a little different than whatever.
Nah, I feel like
I mean, we could talk about the need for sanitizing your sex but no, we all saw Deadpool today together.
Yeah, that's a whole section we have dedicated to
Okay,
entertainment.
Well, also we're in the wrap up. Okay,
Yeah.
The Philly market
Yeah.
is very big and very busy,
Yeah.
and a lot of cool shit. I feel like it's more like lunch spots and bakeries than it is like butchery shops. Whereas, like, I feel like our West Side Market has more butcher shops and produce.
Yeah. We have an entire outdoor section that is dedicated to simply produce. In fact, so and there's a cool little produce store inside of the Reading Market. But I was like, it's not a great deal of produce that I saw on stock, and it's all very specific eggplants. Everybody had eggplant this go around. Maybe somebody had a deal or something like that. But who knows? I thought highly of that market, but there's a reason the market we call home. Again, that's twice now. I'm gonna give y'all some Cleveland winners. The West Side Market of Cleveland has been voted like one of the best markets of its type in North America multiple times at this point because it's really good. It's great. I'm saying, you don't know if you're ever going up and sitting in the balcony of the West Side Market and just eating yourself a falafel.
They have a balcony there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know that.
It's a delight. And like I said, every now and again we used
to go there on lunch,
for lunch,
but we would like have to hurry back.
Yeah. Well,
but pretty soon, like the mayor of Cleveland, like got some money to fix it up even more. So more to come.
Yeah, that's a great facility. And if ever you are a guest in my city, consider stopping at West 25th and Lorraine. And the West Side Market. They have paid parking, but you get like 90 minutes free. So if you can get in there and go find yourself a space, you got enough time to actually go do some shopping for free. And that neighborhood has changed a lot. I used to live in that neighborhood, and it used to be
About a tool shed.
Yeah, facts. It used to be a little more neighborhoody, a little more blue collar than it is now. Now it's a lot more I don't know, yuppie-ish. But it's in a good way. I don't say that with any kind of disrespect. It's nice to see a neighborhood growing.
Upper middle class. It went from blue collar to upper middle class.
Yeah, gentrification was running wild, brother.
For sure. Like I said, they tore down a whole shopping plaza and built a damn apartment complex right there.
And they're still working on like building more because I drove through there a couple weeks back and it was a lot of construction and the road was closed.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like outside of what you bought earlier that you were taking back home, if you guys bought anything and ate anything there. I bought 2 cookies from a cookie stand, and they were fine, but like they didn't wow me.
They honestly, when you offer one, I'm grateful that you offer one. I was like, they just look fine.
They look burned a little bit.
I think it was late in the day. I feel like they might be the last batches.
Yeah.
And we did see a couple of spots that had what looked like very good looking macaroni and cheese, but also I don't.
We had other eating plans too, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like I feel like I want to go there tomorrow morning and kind of like maybe eat breakfast there.
Yeah,
potentially.
Okay.
From somewhere or like get some bakery or something. Just like because I know we're leaving.
Yeah.
But like yeah, like those cookies, they were mid.
Okay.
Like they were fine. They weren't terrible, but like they didn't wow me in any way.
The only thing I didn't get that I thought about like a couple times where they had like lobster rolls, the croissant.
Lobster tails.
Lobster tails. Other than that, it was just the experience of being there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was very nice going around seeing like what the different people were eating. Like I said, I had my heart set on Federal Donuts, so like it was like if it wasn't for that young lady saying, "Hey, this is what we got here," she stopped right away, made eye contact, smiled the whole time. It was like she loved her parents enough to be like, "Hey, stop this weird dude in the Sunday hat." And like I legit wasn't like if I was gonna get something, it'd probably be later on down the road. But.
And knowing that you wanted to go to Federal Donuts is why I didn't get anything while we were there that first time.
Yeah.
But you said that you wanted to go back to get the smash pennies. I was like, cool. Like I know, like I didn't know when the fuck we were gonna eat halal, guys.
Yeah.
I just knew that was probably our dinner plan. But like I felt like, well, like I didn't get anything earlier from here because I knew that we were gonna go get donuts and chicken.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to carry this shit around with me all afternoon. Especially with it being right across the street.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, fuck, if we're here now, like, I'll buy a cookie or two. Or, like, it was late in the day. A lot of the shops were, like, already closed. Or they were, like, just had, like, the scraps left. So, but, like, when that cookie shop, like you said, they were pumping out cookies all day. So, like, the shit over there, was probably fresh. But, like, yeah, it wasn't impressive. But, like, it was that or it was, like, a 7-hour-old croissant from around the corner that's been sitting on the counter all afternoon, like, But, like, tomorrow morning, like, I might want to try, like, a chocolate croissant. Because, like, those are the kinds of things that, like, I'm not in a position back home. Like, one, not really something I should be eating in my diet really to begin with. I should be really pushing more protein if I want to truly lose weight. But we're here on vacation this weekend, or trip, like, vacation, quote-unquote, but I'm never back home really in a position anyway to try like a chocolate croissant that everyone talks about on the fucking internet, like these baking shows and shit. But like right now, there's one right across the street at a world famous market. Like, maybe I should take this opportunity to try it before it's gone. Like, I'm back home and I'm not in this position again.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I tried. They had a iced lemon pound cake. I ate half of it. It looked very good, but it was low to medium.
I guess we didn't actually talk about what we thought about Federal Donuts.
Oh shit! I mean, we talked about it. And they're like first of all, it was a dream come true to go there. One, two.
I'm sorry. Breaking news from the Hall H panel at Marvel, the Marvel Comic Con panel. Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Doctor Doom.
Oh
I
yeah,
had no idea.
He said I didn't know that was it was. I guess it's official now, but I heard that like a couple of days ago.
Iron Man's gonna be Doctor Doom now.
Fucked up, right?
that's weird.
Yeah.
But also, he's going to be a whole different character, and that's kind of nice that he gets to come back to the MCU and just do something different, and he'll be masked the entire time.
I guess a couple people have done it in different ways, so
Yeah, Linda Cardellini has played like more than one character.
like the black dude from Doctor Strange has been in like 3 different Marvel movies now, so it's like he can role swap, and then why can't other people? Shit, we saw him in the Venom trailer this afternoon.
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah. Chiwetel Ejiofor is what we calling about.
We're speaking Swahili.
That's my man's name, and I believe is he? Where's Chiwetel's people from?
Well, while you're looking that up, I will say that because I know we touched on Federal Donuts. You talked about you wanted to go there, but I didn't. I know I didn't actually say what I thought about it. The donuts were fantastic. Like I'm gonna be honest, man. The donuts you brought back this morning in the box, they were okay.
Okay.
But like I
very much enjoyed them donuts, but I just woke up with a little blurry, so who knows? But they were very good. Federal Donuts were special.
Yeah, the donuts you brought back. Like if that was the donuts we had on the trip, I'd be like, those are all right. Mm-hmm.
Like those just the morning to kind of say a small thank you.
Yeah, like they were soft. Like I like more of a heavier icing, but like they had a little bit of a lighter icing on them. They were solid. They weren't terrible. But those fucking Federal Donuts, those were some of the best fucking donuts I ever had in my life. And if we had that back home, like I say that, but like it really wouldn't change it for me because like I love Jack Frost Donuts and I live like 2 miles from there, but I don't ever fucking go there.
Chiwetel is a Nigerian and Igbo.
So like I got a peach cobbler donut and a tres leches donut, and then I also got their like limited run chicken bacon ranch sandwich. Could have fucking done without that.
Okay.
Like I thought the chicken sandwich was extremely mid, very lacking on actual chicken. They were trying to hold that shit up with their twice deep fried kind of burnt breading.
Yeah.
The toppings like were falling off that shit. It burned the fuck out of my mouth. Not a lot of life in that sandwich.
Yeah, it's kind of like, so Federal Donuts originally was bone-in chicken. Mm-hmm. So when you're doing that double fry, it's not forgiving when it's a chicken tender or a chicken breast. Like when you're doing an actual bone-in chicken, like you can fry it again, and that's when I seen it on Food Network like many moons ago. That's what it was, but now it's because luckily we were at a location that sold bone-in chicken. Most of them don't anymore. I mean, most of the ones I seen around here don't have bone-in chicken. It's either sandwiches or tenders. So I'm glad we went to the one that had bone-in because I got bone-in chicken. It was okay, but like I said, it's almost like, because it's a cake donut. It kind of reminded me of like eating chicken and biscuits, but with a slight because the actual donut is like buttery and a little savory, but like it because I got a blueberry one, and I got
it's like a cream cheese.
I got cream cheese and jam, which is like it was savory and sweet at the same time with that particular one. And I thought the chicken, like you said, it was okay, but the donuts were really, really good.
Yeah, they were the star of the show. Like that peach cobbler donut, the flavor on it was just it hits you as soon as like you're like, that is peach. I feel like I'm eating a fucking pie. And then the tres leches was so silky smooth and creamy feeling. Like I could taste the milk in my mouth.
Okay.
It was just so good. Like phenomenal flavor on those. But your fucking chicken game, from my experience today, you need to fucking rethink how you do that shit.
And I often wonder, because we were at a downtown location, like I wonder.
Yeah, it was inside of a hotel.
Yeah, I often wonder, like, is the location the thing? Because I just wonder, was it the location? Because like they were definitely like too cool for school for the most part. And I don't like that kind of attitude, but of course, like I mean, I can't blame them. I don't know what they're going on. Like they were nice otherwise,
Yeah.
but like that last days ago, like Anthony,
Yeah, like the woman at the register talking to me, I couldn't fucking hear what she was asking me.
yeah,
Yeah. It was. I'm going to blame it on location. I think it's right connected to a hotel, which means they probably got to deal with the bullshit that is hotel guests rolling in and out and so
Yeah.
forth. And so I'm gonna allow them that bit of grace, which is not normally what I do with these experiences. You know, I'll be like, I'm quick to cut a motherfucker off. I'll block you. But in this case, I think it's just the experience. I had their chicken sandwiches, standard fare. It was fine. A lovely chicken sandwich. I've had 2 chicken sandwiches on this journey. I'm gonna give it up to my man Roy Rogers. When compared to Federal Donuts, but I had 2 donuts. This is a spot that 2 donuts seems like about what you should be getting.
yeah.
They're quality, but they're substantial. I had their OG. It's not OG. I'm calling it OG. That's not what they call it. Their original glazed, and I had the peach cobbler one, and only ate half the peach cobbler one. It was a very bright flavor. It wasn't super sweet in any way, shape, or form. It was a very tasty donut, but again, I only ate half of it, and it's just because every place just in general today, I just had some tummy issues. It was what it comes down to now. That I realize I've been feeling full, like quick and so forth. And so I was just like, that's why I got small at all. I got smart tea. And so I did enjoy that peach cobbler donut, but I knew what it was going to be. I knew that glaze was going to be hitting, and it was so good. It was a perfect donut in my opinion. It was that donut Mark has been trying to make on the Bear at all of season 2. You know what I'm saying? And you got all of season 1 actually, and they dialed that bitch in. It was really, really tasty, really good. Good flavor, good texture, and so forth and so on. So, Federal Donuts, man. I hope it lived up to your dreams. I didn't want to put it way up there, but I know it was something we've talked about for so long. Like Philly Federal Donuts. We did it. That's what makes me happy about morning. Again, I told you the whole thing that makes these trips great is I get to walk around with my best friends and bullshit and do things like try Federal Donuts, find us a Trader Joe's within walking distance in cities that are walkable. Which is like always fun. Trader Joe's has go to Trader Joe's.
It's a fun store.
Yeah, go to Trader Joe's with somebody you love and appreciate, and just walk around and shop together.
Like it's might be a great place for a first date.
I'll add it to the list.
Because like I know it might be on the list of the places women don't want to go. But like if you're in the right city, most of the time it's good vibes.
Yeah.
Depends on what city you're in. You can get get y'all a nice bottle, get all different kinds of pasta sauce. Like have yourself a nice meal. You can make a meal without trying too hard and still enjoy the night. See what kind of Trader Joe's is just a good store.
It's fire. You should be going to Trader Joe's. I watch a ton of TikToks, and there's TikToks that always plays from a radio show. There's a radio show that has a segment where they will be like, they'll cold call somebody, be like, hey, you went on a date with this person, and they want to know why did they get a second date? And this dude, they call this dude, and he's like, we went to Target on the first date, and she made me buy all her shit. And he's like, and then she's like, no, most men don't care about that. Blah, blah, blah. It's weird that you care about that. I just made that voice up. I don't know how that woman sounded, so don't take that to sound like that, what this woman sounded like. And I was just like, if you're going to a store on a first date, separate purchases.
Yes.
Please and thank you.
And you know what? Make it fun. Go, hey, you know what? I'm saying if you're going to Trader Joe's, if you're going to Target, like, man, stiff that dude. Get you a TV and run. But if you're going to Trader Joe's, it's like, hey, we got a $15 budget. What would you make me with this $15? And then y'all meet back up. Y'all both got these brown paper bags y'all can't see in, or a fun Trader Joe's bag. Y'all go back to his or her place, or you know what? You go to who's ever place. Sorry about.
I feel like that's a good idea for like a couple dates. And
it works on both levels. First date, you gotta always date your partner. Okay. Get out there, you know what I'm saying?
Well, because I feel like if they're having a bad time up to that point, they could just be like, all right, his back's turned, I'm out of here.
Hey, you know what? Hey, if y'all supposed to be meeting in the parking lot, you need to dip out. It's either way, it's perfect.
That is actually brilliant. We'll meet in the parking lot, because it's light and everything, and just lay that shit bare. look, if I don't, if we meet and it's like just all, especially because it's like in the realm of apps, and at first blush you thinking I'm not like what I'm seeing, no hard feelings, on your way. That's dope. Again, man, no is a complete sentence, and it's okay.
Yes.
So, Jesus Christ, Mike Fowler is having a fit about this Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom thing, and my watch keeps going because he keeps having to discuss this matter. Mike, it's okay, bruh. It's weird that they use Mike this actor again, and I know we would like more actors to have chances and so forth and so on, but it is what it is. And Dr. Doom is now about to be a part of the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I'm not worried about it. I like I said, I heard it a couple of days ago. I have seen so many Marvel movies, and for the most part, they make it make sense, and they will make it make sense.
Correct.
He'll be a variant of Iron Man.
That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Settle down. Jesus.
I won't be happy about it, but I'll watch it.
I don't.
No, because to me, it's like he's Iron Man.
Indeed.
Like when you introduced Kang to me, and you're like, oh, he's this Kang, and they could be this Kang, and like that was part of Kang.
Yeah.
This is fucking Robert Downey Jr. Motherfucker's Iron Man.
Also, Dr. Doom wears that mask because his face is jacked up. Well, fit to my twisted features in comfort. And so it's like he don't even have to look like RDJ in these, whatever. He can be Victor Von Doom. And
it's just about the journey, man. Like,
again,
I don't know. Like, you know what? Maybe I'm just the wrong person for everything because, like, I just don't care that much about
it's vibes. Sometimes it's just vibes, and just take the easy way out, man. It's just like my brain don't function on that level of just angry about everything. I just can't be that mad.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I just feel like
I'm saying you are mad. Don't think I'm pointing. I know. I'm like whatever. I guess.
well, no, because we're discussing it, and I'm not thrilled about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Say,
But I'm not mad. I'm just like, we couldn't have found someone else to like grow into this role. We had to recycle.
yes, fully agree. And again, like I said, I feel like Hollywood has a habit of not giving, like they actually, and what we saw, the rumors we saw a couple days ago, they trying to bring the Russo brothers back to direct these movies.
Yes.
It's like, I get it. Marvel has gone through a challenging time recently, but they have got to get their mind wrapped around the fact that a chunk of that was pandemic, and so things were hard to write and produce.
And I think, like, to be fair to, like, a lot of, like, let's be honest. Marvel movies were so good that they were bringing people in that weren't that deep into comic bookdom. Mm-hmm. And so when you start throwing out characters, like movies for characters that, like, a lot of casual comic book people never fucking heard, like, I'm in that category.
Yeah.
I never fucking heard of the Eternals before that movie. I never really fucking heard of Shang-Chi before that Seven Rings movie or whatever. Like, or 10 Rings, whatever, you know what I mean. But like, it's like I didn't go into those movies with excitement because like that I went into it with like Captain America, because like I knew who fucking Captain America was. He was everywhere growing up. Shang-Chi wasn't on our lunchboxes.
I find that interesting because most of the Avengers, all the Avengers, were like C-tier characters. Nobody fuck. We was X-Men people. We fuck with X-Men.
I had an
and
Avengers
we fuck with
video game
Spider-Man.
on Sega when I was a kid.
It's so weird though. Like I said, I'm telling you right now, as a dude who was collecting comics through this area, people did not fuck with the Avengers like that, but they fuck with X-Men heavy in the street.
Yeah.
I feel like the movies have made Thor more popular.
Thor.
Yeah, Thor. I agree, 100% throwaway character. Movies.
I mean,
Helmsworth, star.
Yeah.
Fully. But like Spider-Man
Spider-Man has always been Spider-Man. Always.
Yeah.
He's
And
the
like-
Superman of the Marvel universe.
And like I've known people who like Captain America is their fucking dude. Like the guy who owns the toy shop that I know that you've gone to. He is in a Captain America nut.
Yeah.
Collects Captain America. Like he's like my Venom collection. He's got a bigger Captain America collection.
Okay.
Who was my shit? Captain Britain, and we're gonna do nothing with that whole situation.
or like my
Excalibur was that unit was called.
my favorite comic book growing up was Alpha Flight. So it's like, I understand that, but at the same time, like Dr. Doom is one of my favorite characters of all time. Like I feel like Robert Downey Jr. brought that shit together. So obviously they were like, he wants to play a different, more. What's going to interest him? You bringing me back? You gonna pay me to come back?
Yeah.
How about let me do something different instead of doing something that died off?
Oscar award winner? Did he win for
Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer? Either way, nominated at least. Is like always, unlike a lot of directors and a lot of movie people who speak ill of superhero movies, he always says how good the experience has been, how much fun he has doing it, how much his acting chops he gets to use. He speaks well of it. And so since he left, he's been talking about how much he bangs with the MCU. So it's just like, if you fuck with it and you want to come back and you want to let that character rest in peace, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cool. How about this? You have to wear a mask. You don't even have to be pretty. You know what I'm saying? You can just kick it and wear, you know what I'm saying?
So I guess it's kind of bad, like how Tom Hardy's Venom, but he's also Bane. Yeah. And I can see him as both because he has mask on or symbiote on and shit.
Fuck, Bane is so good. I know. Look, it's always my anniversary and we watch Batman, Dark Knight Rises before that because that was our first date. And that's supposed to be actually what the anniversary is celebrate. A lot of people hate that movie or like, it's the worst of the blah, blah, blah. It's just not. It's so good.
I mean, I think, truthfully, it probably is the worst of the three, but that doesn't make it bad.
Whereas I find the first one to be the worst of the three.
I think universally it's accepted that the second one's the best one, and then I think it's debatable after that.
Well, no, I'm just People always say Dark Knight Rises is the third. They say they say the other two are like A movies, and they always say Dark Knight Rises is like a C movie, and I'm just like,
I don't think it's a C movie. I think it's like at least a B. But B, like it's I watch that shit all the time.
Exactly, because Bane is hard as hell. But I don't watch Dark Knight all the time.
Which one is the first one? Is
Batman. Batman Begins.
Batman Begins. I never watched that, and I do think it's good. I think it goes 2, 3, 1.
Agree. Again, we get a little freestyle when we're together. I don't even know what we're talking. We're talking about Federal Donuts. In general, though, how was Federal Donuts for you? As Box had asked.
Like I said, like the chicken was fine, but the donuts in the company was what made it worth it.
Yeah. Again, it was Mike Fowler.
You have to put that man on mute.
Which part is Mike? It's Chalfie and Delvin who are all running back and forth. So they it was great. Like I said, I had the blueberry and I knew what I was coming to. Lunch was like, you're gonna get the lemon basil. It do seem up your alley. You love lemony things.
I do love lemony things, but I do not fuck with floral like herb I don't usually mix my sweet and savory.
I did notice too that when we got there, like I was looking at the donut racks to see I was like the low ones are probably the popular ones, and that lemon one was full.
Not a one missing.
Now they were restocking other things when we were there because like I bought from the Tres Leches and it was full, but that no one seemed to be fucking with the lemon while we were there.
Yeah. Like that is like a rule of thumb. Like I look at the rack like if I'm trying something new, like why is this shit full? Because like we were about to put some burgers on the grill, and I was like I'm gonna get something different. And I was at Trader Joe's. They had a bunch of shrimp burgers and only a few mahi burgers. I'm like, all right, mahi, because there's only like 3 of those left.
Fair. Your mahi on. Next up in our eating adventure, we checked out Halal Guys. Now, Halal Guys is famous. Used to be a New York cart situation that, as they grew, they became a brick and mortar, and now have expanded to more locations around this great nation of ours. Halal Guys is known for its white sauce. It's a big honking deal, and I woke up this morning to a YouTube video in my text in our group chat from Ant, basically like, this motherfucker, and I was like, Halal Guys, man, and I can't. This can't be repeated enough. How Box was on the finding a place for us to stay this go around. Everything that we've told you is in walking distance of, which is why I've walked so much this day. Was in walking distance of our Airbnb, and even as Federal Donuts walk a few blocks one way. Trader Joe's a few blocks that same way. Reading Market across the street and cut a little bit. It's right there. Where we had dinner last night is literally directly across the street from here. Halal Guys is literally
Behind our building.
right behind our building. Had I had a way to get here faster, I would have. Which is why I looked that way. I was like, if I can go through there, I can get over here. It is literally the opposite side of where we are, one street over, one full block over. It was
Yeah,
fantastic.
the movie theater right across the street.
Yeah, everything. It couldn't have been a cleaner pick. It's a Taco Bell that we didn't go to, but it's there.
There's lots of shit we didn't go to. Like this, like we didn't. Did we mention we were in like a Chinatown?
No, we didn't.
No.
But there we go.
It's if you want some dim sum, like, it's so many different like places that we didn't go, but like we lightweight had a Avengers initiative, so.
But today we got to go stop through Halal Guys. Now Halal Guys is a tight ass little shop. It's got a window seating. If you like, quite literally, it's a rack that goes across the windows on the one side of the restaurant with the nice little chairs, and the tray just fits, and you can sit and enjoy your Halal Guys. I got the small platter. In this case, I got it with. It comes with a salad, which is basically just some lettuce, and tomato, and.
Yes, that's it for that portion.
Oh wow,
lettuce
that
and
really
tomatoes.
was it. Lettuce, tomato. They comes with their rice, which is this gorgeous basmati rice that they cook in a way that's like, and it's like if it's super long grain, it's a quart. That's a damn good bit of rice. You know what I'm saying, and I'm not usually sitting here rooting for the home team for rice, but that was a really glorious. Then you got you pick a protein. In this case, I chose chicken, and I know what you're thinking, like, is they trying to be scrimpy and skimpy like Chipotle's doing? No, he's out there serving it up. And then they have like a mix of tops that you can put on there. Like I got some Kalamata olives, the purple olives on mine. I got a scoop of hummus. I enjoy hummus. It comes with a few slices of pita bread, and you got some sauce options. Just get the white sauce and get extra of the white sauce. It's that good. And when it hit my mouth, and I was like, yeah, this is why this is famous. This is real good. And so I'm super excited. And you went in Boston?
I went in Boston, yeah.
Yeah. So Ant had some Halal Guys underneath his belt, and they told us how good it was. And ain't never steered me wrong on food, not once. So if he says it's good, trust it's good.
Yeah, like Halal Guys, like I heard about it from different things, and including Doughboys.
Yeah.
And when I went there, I was fucking blown away. Like blown away. Like I got it. I took a nap. That shit was cold. It was still fucking delicious. Like, I know Federal Donuts is the spot I wanted to go to, but when I just felt like, hey, I'm in a bigger city. Is it a Halal Guys here? Like, yeah, I know I had to have it. Because, yeah, we were talking about going to Pittsburgh, and they had one on the college campus there, and like when I tried to get there, that shit was like it closed early as fuck.
Okay.
So
Which college?
I think Penn State
Okay.
campus. That's downtown Pittsburgh, right?
No, that's Pitt.
That's Pitt.
Pitt. Well, yeah.
Penn State's in College Station? Something like that.
It was near the Permane brothers downtown. So, but yeah, like. I enjoy it very much. Like that chicken is second to none. They seasoned the shit out of it. I don't know what the fuck is in it, but it was delicious.
Scrumptious. I had to get up and run back to the Airbnb. Again, I told you I've had tummy troubles today, and then they really reared their head at that point. I was like, ooh, it's different. And so I was like, let me get a lid, wrap my stuff up, peek my door out. I'm like, is there a bathroom over there? There is not. I'm like, all right, gentlemen, I'll be seeing you.
And that's another thing, like that's unfortunate that like being in Chinatown, there's like no really where to exit and go use a restroom. There's no in this section, other than the Halal Guys, there's no like chains. And there's one thing I love about chains besides that one. It's consistency, like having a restroom to use, grabbing some straws, getting some napkins. It's always hard being like where it's just mom and pop places. Mom and pop, they don't gotta let you do not a damn thing.
Yeah. So I made my way back to the Airbnb with my halal guys in tow, and I did have it afterwards, and it was still it was good as as good as when I first had it fresh later in the event. So halal guys, skim stamp of approval. Well, I mean, 2 out of 3, unless Boxer has something to say.
No, it was delicious. Like I finished mine. Like I didn't go and finish all the lettuce and rice at the end, but I cleared out everything else. Like I got lettuce. I didn't get tomatoes. I don't really want tomatoes. Like I could, if I can avoid them, I will. Most times, I got the rice. I got beef. I wish I would have gotten both, honestly, because I would like to have tried it now that I know there was a choice. I got hummus, olives, onions, and then the white sauce.
Guess what? It's good. I mean, I don't know what to tell you more. I can't really make it more to you. It's good location, friendly staff. You know, saying, and
Another location though where I wish they would have spoken up a little bit because he was asking me shit and I could barely hear him.
it's the opposite of our experience at Timmy's the last time we went up to Canada, whereas they apparently couldn't hear us. We couldn't hear them on this flip.
Yeah, because it's so loud in like a lot of these places, and like that spot we were at, they had like a fucking industrial fan going in the hallway, and like the foot traffic outside, and so like I couldn't tell if he was asking me if I wanted extra white sauce or if I was eating here, and so I was just like, whatever. It was the same thing with the Federal Donuts. Like I couldn't hear the woman.
Yeah.
So I was like, am I getting old, or are you all just not speaking up?
Philadelphia,
Loud.
please speak up.
And it's loud as fuck down here.
It is. So that is an issue, I guess, that we have to that we can. That's a complaint, I guess, I had to whip up. But
Yeah, but like other than that, like I haven't felt like unsafe here. I haven't felt like anyone was being rude. Like I've been perfectly fine, content walking around here.
hadn't had somebody like making us feel like we're in the way on the sidewalks. Hadn't had too much of where I was feeling like somebody was in the way on the sidewalks, which happens a lot. I did have to speed up. We got slightly separated this morning when we first ventured out. And there's an Asian family just doing the sidewalk cover, and I had to like cut around.
You
them.
did block a guy when we were walking to Halal Guys. Yeah. You were in front. I was behind. I was messing around with my phone. And like I said earlier, I wasn't trying to keep up with nobody.
Yeah.
So we were kind of in triangle formation. And that when we first crossed the street on our Airbnb street.
Yeah.
And there was the spot where there was the guardrail and it kind of went off to the side.
Yes.
You were cutting and you went far right. There was a guy behind us that was trying to get around you, and you blocked the wall, and he just kind of fell in line and gave up on that dream, and he just walked behind us the whole way.
That's sad that I cut that man off and didn't mean so. I wish he would have pulled ahead of the.
Yeah, he fell back and just got back into conversation with his buddy. But like, yeah, they were trying to zip around.
Yeah, lots of people have held doors for us. I've held doors for people. Like I said, it's been that's a thing. I feel like that's a sign of people
Brotherly love.
facts. And
But I will say though, this downtown's kind of stinky. But ours is stinky too. But this one, like people like to think that we don't smell like that here. No, it's stinky here.
You know what? I was thinking it's like it's basements everywhere.
and it's that style of funk, that basement,
Well,
that
and
sulfury,
like
poopy kind of situation.
We've seen like the kind of, they had like a old New York system here where they just throw the trash on the side of the road.
Yep.
So that shit starts to get hot and stinky. It is like
Yes.
90 plus degrees here.
The sour dumpster smell was hard when I was coming back here from.
Yeah,
from
that's why they had those industrial fans out of like the buildings we were at, because
Yeah.
they're trying to push that smell out of the building into the atmosphere.
Yes.
But again, Box and I were discussing. He has a buddy who worries about travel because he thinks that every city is just a dangerous situation.
Yeah, he thinks that he talks like every city is like a fucking Mad Max war zone.
But also, he was raised in the country, so I think that's just in his system and his soul. He just thinks everything's gonna be dangerous.
I think it's like clinical psychotic delusions.
Oh well, but I ain't want to delve into that. But guess what? I've never felt unsafe just about in any place we've ever traveled. And again at this point we've traveled a lot of places.
I felt unsafe in a couple spots before, especially that gas station, like in Indiana.
Oh.
Remember, like we went across the street to that liquor store, and there was a whole gang of people outside with guns.
You are 1,000% correct. In southern Indiana, across the bridge from Louisville, Kentucky, is scary. Not even a little bit scary. A whole lot of scary. We was at a liquor store. It did seem like it was about to go down. I was like, why is this about to go down? Why is it?
People had guns out?
Yes.
What kind of guns?
Just handguns of some
Handguns,
sort.
yeah.
And then we went to a bathroom that had blue lights to prevent people from shooting up in the bathroom because they can't see their veins apparently. And it smelled like a fucking horse took a shit in that bathroom. It was awful. But we didn't necessarily travel there. We just was like, that was just dumb luck.
I mean, yeah, we were traveling over there. You know.
That's exactly what it was.
Gary, Indiana, in spots too, I felt unsafe.
Gary and at one point, I was driving the wrong way because it was a one-way street, and people were like, got my attention, was like, hey, that's one way. They were super sweet to me and got me where I need to be at to get in the right situation because you didn't know it was one way. It was like, if you would have saw that street, you would have never known.
Yeah, I'm not saying all the apples are bad. Yeah, I'm just saying when you're driving down the main road and everything on the main road is closed forever.
It's a super abandoned city.
Yeah.
And so that's where it becomes like, man, it's worrisome for your.
And that's why you start to feel unsafe because you're like, there's no life here.
But also, we wasn't visiting Gary, Indiana. It was going through Gary, Indiana on your way to Chicago. So like I said, again, it's not places where I visited that I felt unsafe. It is places that are happen to be tangentially related to the places I'm visiting. I'm sure there's some spooky parts of this situation, man. Philly got a long history.
Oh yeah, like because we're in the downtown.
Yeah.
We're not in like the spots where like a lot of the people live.
Exactly. So who knows?
Like I've driven through there. They look like you would think.
Yeah.
Like you see on like shows and movies and shit.
Right.
Like the row houses and everything. Like I've driven through there. Like that. We'll see that tomorrow when we go to get the Philly steaks.
Yeah. So, there you go, people. That's Philadelphia, Alpensi. That's the residency. Consist of currency. But let me do what we do, and that is hold on. Quick little tale from T's life. My best friend Justin, my high school best friend, came up here with his family, and I got to take him on a tour of downtown Cleveland, and he was so impressed with my tour guide abilities, and I thought that was so dope. I got to hang out with his family and his kids, who are, of course, how that works there, my niece and nephew, because that's how that works. And they were themselves happy with our journey, and I think that's pretty dope. And it's always love, Justin. It's always a pleasure to see you and kick it with you, and I'm glad that I got to see you for a little bit. And word to Captain Lou, that's his dad, whose birthday he was in town to celebrate, for enjoying another trip around the sun. There you go. That's some tales from whatever. But you know what we do each week? We head to the mean streets of Reddit, where I make a selection of Reddits to read to you, and we decide if these people are or are not assholes. I have 3 for you this go around. It's Emma the asshole for telling my sister to stop talking about her divorce around me. Emma the asshole for kicking my friend out of my party when he hooked up his PS5 to my TV.
Yeah.
Emma the asshole for refusing to discuss my nephew with my parents. Which one of those you want me to click on first here, gentlemen?
The last one. Why can't you discuss your nephew with your parents?
Let us see.
It's probably a child born of infidelity and sin.
Am I the asshole for refusing to discuss my nephew with my parents? My husband, 30 male, and I, 28 female, have custody of my 7-year-old nephew, going on 5 months now. CPS removed him from the custody of my sister and brother-in-law, both 33. My husband and I stepped up to take my nephew. We have a caseworker who works closely with us and with sister and brother-in-law. Being honest, for the sake of the post, I suspect my husband and I will be raising our nephew for the rest of his childhood. To give some, but not all context. My sister has 2 kids with brother-in-law, nephew and my 4-year-old niece. She was born with cancer, and while they removed it quickly, then it returned a year ago and caused a very bad shift in the dynamic between them and my nephew. They are quick to anger with him, ignored him in favor of my niece, and the only time they really appeared to interact with him was when they forced him to visit his sister in the hospital. During one of those visits, he wanted some attention. They scolded him. He started to cry. They got mad at him for upsetting his sister, started yelling until a nurse came in to intervene. Then the hospital social worker was called in, and by the end, my nephew said he wanted her to die.
Oh shit!
Damn.
So he could have them back. And my sister and brother-in-law lost their shit even more. They could not be calmed. They called my nephew all kinds of names and wished he'd die instead of sucking up attention from his sister. When the CPS were looking to place him with family, my parents also wanted to, but they were denied because it was believed they would not listen to the caseworker and would take him to see his sister. And that's a no-no because he cannot have contact with his parents outside of court-ordered supervisors and his caseworker. So we took custody. My sister and brother-in-law have made zero efforts to focus on their son since losing custody and have expressed no remorse or regret for what happened. They also turned down help offered by CPS, including therapy and support to allow them to spend more time with nephew and not just niece. My parents hate that my husband and I got custody over them. They hate that we're not defying CPS's orders and bringing him around his parents and sister. They hate that we tell them nothing about how he's doing or what he talks about. They have asked me repeatedly if he regrets what he said and if he missed his parents and his sister and want to go back. They have also asked what his therapist, court appointed, has said. They want to attend therapy sessions and the caseworker said no, not to, which we had already done. Whatever for that situation, but she wanted me to know it was an official thing too, and could back myself up if needed. Okay, so they don't want the parents in that shit, and she's like, don't want me there either. There's technically nothing stopping me from talking about him since they're blood relatives, but giving everything I feel it's best not to. My parents told me recently he's their grandson, and just because I have custody, it doesn't mean I can work against the rest of my family. That I should not be keeping things about their grandson from them. They told me they know I can talk about it. Am I the asshole?
I feel like no, but shit still seem weird.
Explain.
Like, I'm just wondering, like, I'm guessing since the parents weren't giving the grandparents rather weren't giving custody, something's going on where it's like, no, y'all can't have him because y'all probably would give him back to his OG mom and dad.
This feels like a kidnap situation.
That's kidnapping?
Yeah.
If they are not the custodial parents, it becomes kidnapping. Despite them being his actual parents, they are no longer who's in charge of that kid's life.
Yeah.
It's like when you see like the Amber Alerts for kids.
Yeah. And the dad got it.
Yeah.
Man down, call an ambulance, tell him breathe, bro.
Yeah. It seems like a very stressful situation. I'm sure when the kid said that, I mean, I know how kids are. And they be saying shit. My son told me the other day, man, all you do is work and watch TV. And I'm like, no, that is definitely not true. But it seems like that because you can't watch TV until you read your book and clean your room. So, yeah, it look like I'm watching TV. But, and the fact of the matter is, y'all used up the Netflix and I can't even watch Finish Your Honor.
Let's check out some of the comments. Not the asshole. Your parents are acting as advocates for your sister and brother-in-law. Mm-hmm. You're acting as your nephew's advocate. So you and your parents are at cross purposes. You're doing the right thing. I'm sorry for your sister and her family. You are dealing with a lot, but this must have been a frightening outburst for CPS to remove the child from their custody. You are acting like a parent, doing what's best for the child's interest. The OP responds to that actually and says, it was very concerning and something they could not feel they did not feel could be overlooked, especially because they could not stop talking awful, very, very awful things about my nephew when CPS workers came to speak to them. That's crazy. Do a little scrubbing here. I just saw the word despicable somewhere and I want to know what it was in regards to. Damn it.
Usually minions.
Man, I'm sorry I lost that one. Whatever it's going to be, the word despicable is in it, and that seems like somebody coming out with that word means they got something to say. Not the asshole. Checks notes. They want you to defy a court order. They want access to confidential information. They attempt to play "We are the grandparents and have rights" card. Yeah, not the asshole. It sounds like you have done it, but be sure the school knows. any daycare knows, and all other activities. And the OP responds, they were removed from school pickup lists before anything else was done. Was never in any activities. Right now, he doesn't do them either, but maybe in the future. All right, well, no, you're not the asshole for protecting the nephew that the court has ordered you to protect. You're just doing exactly what you're supposed to do, and good on you for that. Am I the asshole for telling my sister to stop talking about her divorce around me?
That sounds hilarious.
Let's see. My sister and her husband are getting divorced. He moved out of the family home and filed. My sister did not see it coming, despite warnings that it could happen because she went behind his back. Spicy. Remember, y'all, some of these, especially in a situation like this, I definitely didn't read them. I pulled them, copied them, and pasted them, motherfuckers. The story basically goes, she married him knowing he had absolutely no interest in having his mom, stepdad, or half-siblings in his life. He didn't like his stepdad. He didn't want half-siblings. That was something everyone in our family knew. He was open about having no desire for contact. My sister married him and had kids with him, and then decided he was wrong to deny his family for being steps and halves. So she was making contact and introducing the kids behind his back. She argued with him when he found out and said if nobody else, his half-siblings deserve to be included because they're the most innocent in his family. They didn't ask to be born and weren't a part of any wrongs his mom and stepdad did. He told her he wanted nothing to do with them, and they weren't his real siblings anyway. He also told her she had gone behind his back and betrayed his trust, and he was not going to stand for it or allow the kids to see that man as grandpa or those kids as aunts and uncles. My sister doesn't want her marriage to end, but has also been pissed at her husband because he's correcting stuff. She told the kids about the stepdad and half-siblings and has told their kids stepdad, half-siblings, are not family and stuff. She's mad at him for that because the kids are more resistant now to contact with the paternal side and don't call them grandparents, aunts, uncles anymore. But she also doesn't want to divorce her husband. It's a mess. It's crazy. My parents are encouraging her to open up and stuff to talk about it. I'm less sympathetic and patient. It's 6 months on from him filing, and I can't be around my extended family without hearing about this. My sister goes from bad-mouthing her husband to saying she hopes he calls off the divorce and they can work out and be a family again. My sister also tries to talk to me just one-on-one about it. I think my reason for being so indifferent to this, annoyed about hearing it, is because she knew how he felt. She knew what his boundaries were, RE family. She had a choice not to marry him. She had a choice not to go behind his back, to expect he'd be fine with it when she knew, regardless of what anyone thinks of his actions. Hers were not that smart and should not come as a surprise, and I don't feel bad for her. I do, however, feel bad for the kids caught in the middle. When my sister tried to talk about the divorce again 2 or 3 days ago, I asked her to stop talking about it around me. She asked how I could be so cold, and I told her it wasn't like people didn't want her. My parents did before they got married because they didn't love how her husband felt about the half siblings. And hearing about this over and over again is getting so old. Am I the asshole?
No, you're not an asshole, but you're definitely being callous a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like the woman who's going through the divorce definitely kind of you knew what you were getting involved in, and then when you were in it, you try to go back on the terms that were agreed upon in a way. So you kind of made your own bed there. But I feel like the woman who wrote this "Am I the Asshole" post is being a little. She's being an asshole in that, like, this woman, while she did technically go against the wishes of the person that she knew, like, how they felt, she still clearly loves this person and is going through a hard time because of her marriage that she doesn't necessarily want to end, even though her actions are leading to that.
Still
is having a rough go of it.
I mean, I understand the fact that you're probably tired of hearing about it, and but your sister still needs a support system at the end of the day. Like you, how about, like, instead of saying, "Hey, I don't want to hear about it no more," it's like, "Hey, let's get it out of your system now." or if you want to talk about this, let's talk about it for this amount of time, and then we'll move on. Because, in fact, you have to continue to try to move on.
You might want to gently remind her that while you care about her, you need to limit discussion on this topic. Encourage her to seek support from a counselor or therapist who can provide her with the professional help she might need. The OP responds, she won't accept suggestions of therapy. She's already said it does no good and it's a waste of time. Then somebody responds to that, so how is talking to you any better? Except as someone who isn't allowed to be judgmental and has to put her first. Talking to sympathetic friends is a form of therapy, but not particularly useful. Not particularly. Oh, it didn't say A. There should be a particularly useful one. So she should stop wasting your time. Accepting boundaries might again be, and man, just missing all kinds of words. Might be a useful lesson for her. And the OP response: she believes family and friends should be on your side and support you regardless, whereas a therapist is there to talk bullshit for 50 minutes.
Well, I don't know. Never mind. What I was about to say don't make sense, so I'm not going to say it.
Not the asshole, but you are a dick. We have a standard for this at this point, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Last one. Am I the asshole for kicking my friend out of my party when he hooked up his PS5? Oh, your post has been removed, but we'll scroll and see if it's there. Like I said, I copied this some days ago, so we'll see if it's there to be looked at. But just as you take that for what it is, this person an asshole for
I mean, it's a party. Like,
nigga, why did you bring the PS5 through?
I mean, sometimes you play.
Yeah, maybe they wanted to play NCAA with the people pick up the sticks.
You know how big the fucking PS5 is. That's not really travel accessory to be said.
I mean, we fucking used to get together as kids to play like Smash Brothers and Mario Party and shit. Like, what's the equivalent of that now? Like, not like if everyone plays online gaming, but like maybe they wanted to have a little in person.
I know the Switch is more geared towards a party. You can play like up to 8 people on Mario Kart and shit like that. But first of all, your friend brought a PS5 to your party. He is your friend. Obviously, he felt comfortable enough to bring it. Get the fuck off of it.
Let's see. I found the copy it was in line, so I have it. Last weekend, I, 24 male, threw a housewarming party with 30-ish of my friends. I supplied drinks and food and had games set up and whatnot. One friend came with a big backpack. Initially, I said to him, "Oh man, you didn't have to bring anything." And then he slid a PlayStation 5 out of it. I'm not gonna lie, I was immediately ticked off. It wasn't really a video gaming party, but I didn't want to control how people enjoy themselves, so I let him hook up his PlayStation and start playing. I didn't tell him what kind of party it was besides saying housewarming and approximately 30 people, but I just thought he'd know I wouldn't be on the couch with him playing PS5. This is where I'm wondering if I'm the asshole. As the party progressed, I was getting increasingly annoyed by having him on the couch with Call of Duty blasting on the TV. Everyone else was close by to the TV talking and playing beer pong and just kind of embarrassed. It just kind of embarrassed me. I didn't say anything to him, though, until he started to get visibly annoyed by people passing in front of the TV. I sat behind him and I said, "If you'd rather be home playing video games and you have no obligation to be here." He laughed it off and kept playing. A bit later, I asked him to be my partner in beer pong, and he said he'd rather keep playing PS5. I kind of just turned my TV off at that point and told him to go home. He left quickly in a bad mood, and people saw what happened. I immediately felt guilty, and he hasn't responded to me in days. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. I feel like they said themselves that they didn't really make it clear necessarily like what their expectations of the party were. They just said games. To a lot of people in this day and age, that means video games, and I guess beer pong to a degree, especially at their age. People aren't really thinking board games anymore necessarily. At least I don't think so in that age bracket. And I think we have to realize too that like dynamics are different now in how people interact with each other because we're in a tech age. A lot of people know phones and online game. Like, there's less connectivity there. So maybe to this person, their way to comfortably socially interact at this function was what they knew, which is video games. Maybe they don't enjoy beer pong, but they still wanted to be their support, to attend, to socially interact. Like, he said that, like, he could have been playing on the couch with the person on Call of Duty. What was to stop someone else from the party be like, oh man, I like playing fucking Search and Destroy. I'll hop on the sticks with you. Like, if he was just sitting there not allowing people to interact with him, I could understand it. But if it was an open invitation for anyone at the party to join, I've been to parties where people were playing fucking video games. No one had a problem with it there. Like, but there was also beer pong happening in the other room. Like, it could be more than one thing. I don't know. I just feel like this guy had some expectations that he didn't express and then took it out on his friend almost.
Totally agree. And, like, especially with the last few words you said. Like, he had expectations of a party. His friends didn't meet those expectations. So he got embarrassed and he kicked his friend out the party. Like, sometimes if that was the, like, what was going on, he should have said it and been direct, like, hey, this isn't the vibes I'm going for. Don't play the game.
Yeah, like when the dude shows up with the PS5, you have immediately right there, you can have the conversation. But you allowed him to do it. You let it go on. And then, like, after a while, now it's a problem? I can see why this guy hasn't responded to him in a couple of days.
That is where y'all won me over. Because he allowed it to happen and then got mad about it. Because I was like, what the fuck is y'all problem? Don't come through my crib. Don't come through the set with a goddamn video game console that you playing a single player game on. Mario Kart, different.
Well, he made it sound like Call of Duty can be single player, but he made it sound like he would be playing multiplayer.
No, he said, I don't know if this motherfucker was expecting me to sit down on the couch and pop with him, but that wasn't gonna happen. I'm at a fucking party and I'm the host of that party.
Yeah, but that's why I thought that their option was for other people to potentially sit down and pop.
I don't even know if that man brought extra sticks. That ain't even in this situation. I'm throwing a party. Well, you know me, I got all the video game shit, so whatever. You go to my house, you good. But it's a party. There, and like you said, people, and especially at this age, this motherfucker's frontal lobe ain't fully developed, so he may not know that is weird to do. Weird is too strong. It's not standard fare in this day and age that one comes through like that. But he is like, this is what I do. This is how I'm comfortable. This is my comfort situation. I'm gonna come through. If I'm coming to your party, I'm bringing this. Things that should have been established, you are correct. That is why I let y'all get. I'm not letting y'all do anything, y'all grown ass man. But that's where I'm like, y'all can kind of pull me over to y'all side and let, like, look, man. It's fucked up, I guess, or jacked that you need to establish some precedent and lay it down. But you do need to lay it down with certain people, with this person in particular, and be like, it's not the kind of set that you can come through with the PlayStation, okay, bud? But again, you let it happen. You let them hook it up, and you let them play. It was too late at that point. You can't be mad after the fact. And so, you were definitely the asshole simply because of that. Now, see what the streets are saying.
Now, hold on, before you get there, I do want to add that while this technically wasn't a party, I have gone on out-of-town trips with people where there was multiple of us in an Airbnb, and it was at a house. The house had a PlayStation that had Call of Duty on. This has literally happened. And we all sat around. There was one controller. We took turns playing the video game, passing the stick for each person to do the game. So while, yes, it could technically be a single-player game, you could let each person get around and talk while you're doing it.
It didn't. I mean, all we can do is take what we got in front of us.
Yeah, I know that doesn't really change necessarily the narrative of the story. I'm just saying these are potentially things that could have made the situation better.
Fair. Not the asshole. It's deeply weird to go to someone's house party and bring your own video game system to play games by yourself. Remember, that's what we got. That's all we got. So that's all we got. It would be one thing if he thought others would want to play and they did, or if once he realized he was the only one playing, he set the game aside. But to snap at others for walking in front of him, I'd have told him to turn it off a lot sooner than you did. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. Not the asshole. Your friend shouldn't have brought the PS5 to your party unless he was specifically asked to do so. It's rude to assume you or anyone else would sit and play video games with him at another person's home. You handled it correctly by letting
It's not another person's home. He knows the person. He was invited to the party.
it still is somebody else's home. What the fuck we talking about?
I'm saying like so. I don't know.
Like if you showed up to a stranger's house,
Yeah.
like oh hey, I'm rolling to Chris's today. You should come through, meet him, and then you show up with a PS5.
It's weird.
That's fucking weird.
That's weird.
But this is your boy's housewarming party.
Facts. You handled it correctly by letting him play, but when he noticed that others weren't joining in with him, he should have turned it off and joined your party as a guest and not as just someone parked on your couch. I'd have turned the TV off sooner than you did, actually. You tried to deflect him, but he wasn't getting the hint. Snapping at others for passing between the TV and him was just a little too far. I hope you're enjoying your new place.
One thing I do want to say, after having heard a couple of these, I think some of these people too don't understand social anxiety disorders.
Correct.
And so, like, this guy bringing this could have been his way to try and assimilate because it makes him comfortable enough to be with these people.
Yes. And not only that, like, so I'm coming to your housewarming party. You're my buddy. But I know that you're going to be talking to A, B, C, D, and F person and not me.
Yep.
Most of the time.
That's the issue I always have at these parties. Like I went to my buddy's birthday thing at a bar in Lakewood a couple weeks ago to watch like Star Wars movies. And when I got there, the only person I fucking knew there was him. So I had to sit there by the bar at the end because like he was already set up. He had people around him. So what the fuck was I supposed to do? Stand behind him for 20 minutes until someone else I knew showed up?
Yeah.
So I had to go sit at the end of the bar by myself and just fuck around on my phone. I mean, I'm not supposed to have my phone out because when I'm at a birthday party.
He brought his PlayStation to the party.
I'm near enough. Call me in, man. Unfortunately, the best move would have been to cut him off immediately, which he didn't do. When he walked in with the PlayStation. Nah, dude, I'm gonna have to ask. I'm not gonna have the PlayStation going on in the background at my party. You know I love it and everything, but not today, man. Keep it in the backpack. Come on over and grab a beer. Deflect it. Much harder to do that once it's hooked up to the TV. And again, that's where y'all won me over. It's like, once you let this motherfucker do it, what is you doing? Like, you can't be, yeah, you're the asshole. And your friend is right to be angry or upset with you.
Yeah, it's like if he showed up with a bunch of ingredients and he's like, oh, I'm going to go in the kitchen and cook. And you don't say shit. And then 25 minutes later, and he's got dirty pants. He's like, what the fuck you doing, man?
You know?
But the chicken's already halfway done. How you going to fucking stop me now?
Honestly, it's almost like he brought blow to the party. He did a line, and then nobody said anything. He did another line, nobody said anything. He was like, ho, you gonna do 3 lines now? No. The first time this nigga put Coke down on the table, say, hey man, it ain't that type of party. Put the Coke away.
Correct. Accurate. That's why we all friends. That was this week's Some of the Ass. I hope you enjoyed it. Our entertainment for the week. Of course, I'm watching Ted Lasso. I watched Godzilla X King: The New Empire. Not great, but not bad. A fine watch on HBO Max. I'll tell you, if you have HBO Max or whatever, Max is what it's called now. If you got Max, I'll tell you to watch that movie on Max, and that's about the only way I'll tell you to watch that movie. So there you go. I'm still playing Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. It's great. Anything else besides? We're gonna get into it. Don't worry. Anything else y'all watch or reading or getting down with?
I was disappointed. I find it, flog it, fix it on YouTube, and then like my second day watching it, it got flagged, and I couldn't watch it no more. Yeah, that was really about it.
I finished The Boys. I think, like, I don't know if I talked about this I don't remember what I said. I watched the last episode, but within the last week, I finished the new season of The Boys. I finished Invincible season 2 finally. I started watching Wonka, the movie on HBO on Max.
The musical?
Yeah, the one that came out in like December.
Okay.
I got about like a half hour in before like I moved on to something else. Like I was doing stuff and I wasn't really giving it the respect it deserved of my attention. So I figure I'll come back to it later. And then obviously today we all saw Deadpool together, the new one with Wolverine. Fantastic. Highly recommend.
Oh, I figured we was about to discuss that. That's why I didn't say it in our list. So that's let's go in. We'll try not to spoil anything. If we do, my apologies. I'll try to give you at least a little bit of a heads up that a spoiler is occurring. But we saw it in 3D at the AMC. What is that place called?
Yes.
It was like the dine-in some shit.
Yeah,
It's in their mall.
The AMC Grand Rise, whatever that shit's called. AMC Fashion District is the name of that mall. So it's the Fashion District Mall. So
And it was hard as fuck to get a ticket. Cause we wanted to go yesterday, but let's be honest, it was opening weekend and we didn't try to get tickets until 45 minutes before we were gonna go to the movie. That was kind of dumb on our part.
I mean, we don't live here.
I know, but it was part of why I asked to look up the movie times in the afternoon when we were on our way here.
also, it's a rated R movie in a genre that has not been hitting as hard as people wanted to lately. The expectation couldn't be that this is going to sell out in the way it did. As it turns out, it's made almost $500 million already. Who knew?
Well, to be fair too, my buddy had to refund me my ticket that he had bought to go to that movie 2 months ago.
2 months ago, yeah.
And so it's I imagine if he's doing it, probably a lot of other people were doing it too.
Yeah.
But we eventually got in today, this afternoon, and it was. I didn't necessarily want to see it in 3D, but I didn't hate that we saw it in 3D. In the beginning opening scene, definitely okay, this 3D's popping.
3D lended itself to it. The rest of the movie, you wouldn't.
It was kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first opening scene, it made it pop a little bit. It was nice. But it was basically our only option because I had went through so many fucking showtimes for the various amenities that they offer at that theater because they got the rumble chairs in one theater set up, 3D in another, then a full reclining dining experience in another, and it was they were all sold out or the only seats were open were in the first fucking row or there was one chair in this row, one chair in the row behind on the other side, and it was so we eventually found one where they were clumped up together at a decent time that we can make it while still getting other stuff done. And so we made that happen, and I'm glad we did because it was a fucking great movie.
Great movie.
I cried a little bit under those 3D glasses at one point.
Oh.
That one saw. That wasn't but I had a moment of that's beautiful.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it was a lot more dramatic than I thought it was going. To be.
That's the beauty of Deadpool.
Okay.
Lots of fun with the fourth wall in that movie. It's expected because that's how Deadpool's character works. But a lot of good, fun things to be done and to be had. There is a post-credit scenes, meaning all the way at the end of the credits, there's a scene that you need to hang out for. So if you don't know that, now you are aware. Fun movie. Super fun movie. I really enjoyed it. And highly recommend. I don't know if highly recommend, but I do recommend.
If you're a fan of a fun movie, go see it.
Yeah, definitely.
And if Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine after all these years, if there were things that you were left wanting to see that you felt those other movies didn't provide, I feel this movie kind of gives you what you wanted in a lot of those respects.
Yeah.
Some nice closure on the character.
Yeah, indeed. So get to it, enjoy. Like I said, this officially where we're bandying about the term mutants without no whatever in the MCU, clean and really saying it, and so big deal. And I'm certainly glad to have that in the MCU, and that's our first not our first because we had Professor X in Multiverse of Madness, but seems all these different universes and stuff like that. Man, anyway, real good movie. They made some real salient points about how multiverse bullshit sometimes is it works on one level, but also does not work on another level, and it's kind of confusing to people who don't really or who aren't super deep into comics, and therefore it probably doesn't work on a cinematic level as well as it could. Does work good online, in my opinion, in the What If series, but that's also it kind of baked right into the situation. What if in this universe something like this happened? But when you try to start string theorying all this universe together, it's challenging for people like I said who aren't super into comics and comic movies. Now sometimes you got to be well, fuck them, but sometimes it's it's a business, people. We got to make as many people as possible see it as possible. So great, go check out Deadpool Wolverine. lots of fun to be had there. So I don't know. I want to watch that last or the final trailer because people were bitching that it spoiled something. I'm like, what could have been spoiled in that final trailer?
X-23.
You know, you knew
They showed that she was in the movie.
you knew that from watching the red carpet. Like I didn't watch any trailer for this movie, but I knew she was in it from them being on the red carpet together.
Yeah. Weird. The internet. The internet be angry.
Yeah, because it's so much.
I think that, and like, I think it may have confirmed that Lady Deadpool was in the movie.
Yeah. In the movie.
Yeah.
As in, yeah, there she is, present. Mm-hmm. That's about what you got. All right, anyway, no more than that. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything for you. Go check out Deadpool. Good movie. I'm going to see it a second time. Worry not. That's the show. If it all works out, we got a special guest next week. I hope it all works out. And if it doesn't, no, then it didn't happen, and that's no big deal to you or anyone. It's just, you know what I'm saying? But if it does, it does. And I'm pumped off of that idea. But you know what it is? Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Go follow us over on YouTube and over on Instagram. We need more followers on both those formats. You want to support the show financially? Got a couple of bucks? I know I say this repeatedly every week. But if you're a regular listener of this show, give me a damn $1. Come on, man.
Please, like, that's not a command. It's a more like, pretty please. Like, can we have some sugar daddies out there?
Shit, we need first feedback
at all times. I like every now we have some regulars who hit us back because they seem to like what we do, and I fuck with that. Along the show, and I'm grateful for your presence. And I like when my friends will hit me up and be like, I listened to this, that, and the third. And it's like, that's great. You know what I need you to do? Put it in a form where other motherfuckers can see it because they might be interested in that. You hit me up directly to tell me does not expand the reach of this program.
Tell a friend to tell a friend, and tell us that you told that friend.
Yeah, go tell your best friend that Skim Pod needs a sugar daddy.
For sure. I got a lot of looks at the shirt today. No one ever reached out and say anything, but I did. I know it. It's one of those things where you can see people staring at the shirt today. I wore a Skim Pod shirt all around Philadelphia today, and I am very proud of it.
His beard was blocking the Ohio's piece.
Again, we got a patron. Got 2 tiers, $1 and $5. Jump in on that. We recorded We Tried on the way to this very city, and that's at the $5 tier. It's a fun little show we do where we literally try different.
Like I literally put our lives on the line while trying
to do
food while driving on a highway at 80 miles an hour for you.
This happened.
Please.
We got T-Pop. We got shirts. We got merch. You want a shirt like I'm wearing right now? Then head over to tpublic.com/user, Stays Crunchy Milk, all one word, and consider copping a shirt. Got a phone number, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. You can call it. You can message us on it. We'd certainly love to hear from you.
You can even sext it.
If you do that, I promise you, he's the one listening to him. I'ma look, and if I see some shit going down in the transcription that seems like it's leaning that way, that message immediately goes to his phone. I'll make it a point to get it on his.
And I may even read it with a toy.
Dan is the only one who got dick picked in, sitting at the table.
That did happen.
And if you know, you know. So it's wild for the night. I want you to know, still in my notes, it remains right there for use someday. The Nutter Butter Hour. Which is something Anthony came up with. And I think about it probably more often than I probably should as how could we make the Nutter Butter Hour?
Nutter Butter Hour.
Ding. I don't know what ding would that be, but there you go. That's what's up. Thanks for joining us this week, y'all. That went longer than I expected. And I hope we're not talking too loud because I have headphones on and we getting complaints from the Airbnb because motherfuckers, they like, shut it up, it's quiet time, baby. But
has not texted me.
Well, yeah, I trust it as much. I don't think so.
And I got about 700 more steps I'm going to take up and down, so I can get to this 30,000.
Oh man, you right there. So I'm saying, let's get to it. That right there, the 30,000 step man is the 216's Own Tatum.
Yes. Tell a friend to tell a friend and tell us you told a friend.
That's what's up. That's the Slavic Villages Own Lunchbox 2099.
Just slide me some of that sugar, baby.
I was gonna go with daddy, but I get it.
And buy him a 6-pack of them eggs so he can he can have the wildest we tried.
With no bullshit or lack of compunction or foresight or whatever. I am adding them to our Amazon wish list for Skim just for that. You get my man box some eggs, he'll tap in and let you know.
I can you pimping me out now.
How much is a 6-pack?
I think it was $35 is what I saw. He'll let you know how they fry up, okay?
How you like your eggs?
Definitely.
Fried or fertilized?
That's definitely a $5 Patreon tier situation. There, you don't get that one without paying for it, baby. But again, I will put it on the wish list. I certainly will.
I say, boy.
I ain't recording that one live either.
Please don't. Or please do.
No. I have limits.
That one that becomes less Patreon and more OF. So you know what I'm saying.
Push it to the limit.
You're gonna pay to see my man's toes. He might show you.
Shit,
his
I'll go on
toes.
Feet Finder. I just know I don't have feet like that.
What if
Everybody?
No. See, that's the thing. See, what if?
I do know someone on Feet Finder.
Fair enough. What if we'll get to that. What if what you think is beautiful feet is beautiful to you, but what you think is ugly feet
That's fair.
is beautiful to somebody else?
That is fair.
Yeah, everybody want to see it, so it's somebody out there. Don't never doubt any part of your being.
That somebody want a piece of.
Yeah, somebody want it.
Straight up and down. I am the internet's TAYREL 713. You've just been podcasted. That's not how I ended the show anymore. Don't make me push you into traffic. We'll do it again next time. Peace.
Or maybe we won't.
I love having the clap button when we record in person because the Zoom recorder has that option. I can also do this.
Stays crunchy and milk.
And it's a good time to be having, y'all. Bye.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.